Welcome to Open Minds, Open Mic, the place to be on a Friday night. We have a very special delight for you, all these delightful people in the room. I hear whispers of a collaboration too, and I'm really excited to hear that. So I hope you guys stick around for that. But I'm gonna start us off. Didn't have anything new, so I asked for a word and a number, and this is what we came back with. I actually wrote this for uh propaganda poet, my brother Bear Wolf, who's going to be featuring in February. I wrote this for his first feature. It's called Human Unity. Bear paws, wolf teeth, steel blades, bone sheath. Creep silent, no speak. Tonight we feast. Blessed meat, greens from endless rows. Plant seeds, they shall grow. Old, enough to know this story just goes and goes and goes. Rain falls, rivers flow, sky delivers snow. Move close, it's getting cold. But this is the path we chose. Ancestral twine twists ropes, binds our minds together with hope. Future ever changing, we've been switching lanes. Be amazing. Rearranging this reality, convergence of our mentality, the urgence for unity is never stronger than it'll ever be. So follow me. The sounds you and me create humanity. Let's make this planet great for the future seeds to grow and blossom. This earth could be awesome if the first step we take is together as one. All right, now let me see if I got incendiary in here. I don't know if I do. I'm not sure though.
Thank you, Thomas. That was beautiful. I love it.
No, don't have incendiary. That's going on the list of things that I have to.
Any firewords?
Any type of fireworks?
Yeah, I mean, I threw out incendiary, but any fire word might do.
All right. Um.
It is open. We're open minded here.
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Sure, I might have blaze or something, right? Like, let me try blaze. Let's see. Cause I know you're really high. So.
Hello?
Oh, I got one. Hello, Alex.
Oh, I'm sorry. I noticed in the chat my last name you switched the letters. It's P H
Oh,
U
did
O.
I?
Yeah.
I was typing quick because you showed up. It's
Yeah.
PH
Okay. Yeah, it's P
Oh,
H
and
U O.
oh, I'm so sorry, Alex.
No, it's
My
okay. That happens to me all
my
the time.
finger, yeah, my fingers got ahead of me.
Uh-huh.
No
Okay,
disrespect.
just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Mr. Bear. Hey, Mr.
Mr.
Bear.
Bear.
Mr. Bear
All
says hi,
right.
everybody. Okay, I'll go when you're ready.
All right, so this one was actually inspired by Frogg Corpse. He said, hold on, wait, before I do this though. He said, be like Hunter S. Thompson, be a reporter. He's like, I want you to walk out into your backyard right now and read about what you see, but don't do it in a very poetic way. I'm a poet, so it's gonna come out poetic. But he goes, just be a reporter, right? So I throw the Hunter S. Thompson yellow shooting glasses on for this one. It's called My Backyard. Chimeras clad in camo attire seem to tear up sheets of crystallized waves my feet do steer up. Leeching a crunch with every reach of the punch, they munch away, convey the decay of my boots, incise and revise the way. Just another day, blaze of the sun, come out to play. Swift as a sleigh, the rays that trace my face displace the void of the pine, a line just in time to cloak the climb. Inclined to write a rhyme, to capture the backlit silhouette of a trap set, to embrace my soul. Behold the spire set in place to inspire. Replace my desire with a calm fire, burning in my palm. Higher learning, living long. These green giants, the living lung, twisted my tongue, assisted in spitting the shit gifted. I drift like the white coke light snow so bright I take flight, set to enlighten minds, frightened, don't close the blinds. All the hope is frozen in time, the ice enclosed to impose a life of going slow. Post potion emotions like oceans flow. Close your eyes so I can glow. Double my size, watch me grow. Gripping the shadows, which I believe was another word up on there too. This had both of them. Gripping the shadows I can throw. Soul of a crow, full blown clone of a stone. So strong I go long like King Kong. I know more than a sweet song I can show. Breach the veil into hell. Breach the veil, reach into hell. Preach from the swell, seek the sweetness I smell. Keep the deep shit I tell. Leaflets full of secrets I sell. Seep out of my cell. Oh well, I dwell in this place. Grace the pages, I embrace the changes. Exchanges of good vibes with the forest and good scribes. Tribes of trees teaching me what lies beneath the green. The skies are wise beyond you and me. I take a knee. Praise to the ones who were raised under the sun, frozen in time, waiting for the summer to come. I lean back and dream of things that will become. Mother Nature pressing further to the tune of a drum. The rhythm kicks in. This is freestyle now. But the message is we are all one. Thank y'all, man. Love y'all.
Hell yeah, Thomas. That was fucking
Yo,
great.
Wow,
yo,
wow.
Fucking great.
yo. Hell's
Love
yeah, word.
Yes,
Yeah,
Thomas,
yay all
yes.
day, yo. That shit was fire, fire, straight
Yeah,
fire, man.
indeed.
Really
it.
Incendiary, even.
Yes, there you go.
Incendiary, even.
Yes.
It was so good. It actually inspired me
Mm,
to write something or try to now, I guess. So I'll read that soon. But
That
thank you for reading that. And also the way that you read is just like so serene, kind of. But you also like have a certain like added like sort of intonation or whatever on certain words and phrases that make it so like it's just like a good feeling. It's
I
also
like that. Hey, thank you for that feedback because I've been kind of working on my performance, right? Like when I first started, it was like, oh, like I want to say all these words like in this amazing way and like have everything rhyme just perfect. But then again, inspired by Frogg Corpse, who actually inspired that poem, he was like, because I'll sit there and I'll call him up. We'll talk for like 2, 3 hours on Instagram video chat, right? And he's like, you hear how you're talking to me now? Like you're just, chat, genuine yourself, just chat with me. It's like read your poetry like that. Like, yeah, throw a little flair on it because that's who I am when we're chatting. Normally, I'd be like, hey, like, throw a little flair on it, but read it from that
yeah.
genuine place.
Right? Like I was
You
actually
know what I
reading one of
mean?
poems to my dad earlier and noticing that like when I'm more nervous, how certain words like stutter or whatever. But if I get into that
Mm.
flow and allow myself, it's just like that's how I
Yeah,
am.
just talk like
Trying
you're
to
just
like
talking.
yeah. Right? And like it kind of even I think what I'm gonna start to also allow is like go with that flow because like sometimes I do stutter, sometimes I do mumble. Like that's just how I am. So that should just be how I am when I'm performing. I'm just
Yeah.
working on all around acceptance as an artist and like expression all around.
Well, I've always been a very expressive person. My
Same.
mom used to call me, yeah, my mom used to say, "Oh, you're like Jim Carrey" when I was a little kid, and like all his movies came out. She's like, "Oh, you're like a Jim Carrey, right?" She's like, "You just crack me up." And like, but you know, he's a wonderful performer, artist. But like, I don't really akin myself to Jim Carrey. But I get where she was going with that, where it's like, you know, like just be yourself, be unforgiving, be who you are, because people like you for who you are. Don't, you know,
Right?
don't.
And like it's being loved for who you are is the most beautiful thing too. Like for me, one of my workers describes me as like 100 crayon box of like crayons kind of thing. Because of my emotional depth, and I've like kind of had to own that because like coming from a background of emotions and in society, you know, it's like bad to be emotional or whatever. I'm like, fuck that shit. No. If you ask me if I'm okay or like how I'm doing, I got layers to that. It's like 8
Right?
answers.
I always say
Mm.
like I'm like an onion. If you bite me wrong, I might cry.
Yeah, right?
All
As
right.
CC might say, you know, Thomas, let the poem tell you how it wants
Yeah.
to be spoken, right?
Yeah, the poem will come out the way it's supposed to be. All right, hey, I gotta introduce this next person, and then my wife is walking out the door getting ready to leave, so I gotta give her a big old hug and kiss because she's going for the weekend. She will be missed here at the household. I know that I'm gonna have like 6 cats crawling all over me, going, "Where's Mama?" So she'll be back
Big
soon.
love to Catalyst. Big love, Jess. Big love.
Yeah. All right.
Bye,
So this next
guys.
performer
Have fun.
is my brother, my brethren, because he was talking about bread earlier. Is my brethren right here. Um, a spiritual guide for me. You know, he might not be a guru, but you know, give him another year or two. Uh, Lantern, if you could bless us with some words while I go give my wife a big hug and a big kiss, I would greatly appreciate that.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. My cosmic neighbors, you say you're a timeless Taj Mahal, an immaculate grandeur that should remain untouched by infidels, remain peerless but for the bewildering gaze for whom you were intended. She says she's a hanging gardens of Babylon, infinitely more majestic, timeless throughout history, has a greater right to exist. Somewhere between your expectations and her perceptions of beauty, a light ran dim. Soon invisible walls created by long complex historical shadows, the cosmic law of cause and effects, the unseen hands of the Most High stepped in. Love stabbed its soul, producing the illusionary veil of sufferings so necessary for their growth. Pains not so new, O lantern, pains not so new. Seasons may show a lull from hurricanes, but they can and often return. The Christ turned away from revolutionaries, not because they didn't mean well, but he knew that the way to peace was through the light of the heart and the holiness of souls. Darkness disappears as the magic of stars encircles the glowing moon. Me? I'm just another soul going through the fire of sacrifice ordained by love, against whom I'm so powerless in my struggles. Trapped in my own narrow tunnel, as in the allegory of the cave, no one can free me but myself, aided by the indispensable hands of grace. I can of my own self do nothing, for my vision's distorted, even in this necessary self-effort of mine's. I walk blindly like a dark night in a waning moon and clouded constellations, not realizing that all I need is to remove the fogginess from my innate mirrors. I flirted with self-reliance for a long time, speaking of choice, until chained to hospitals by the malady of an alien fear, the ignorance of ego, and the fetters of separation, I reached out to divine providence, entreating to the light of Jannah. The winds of silence carries the wails of kindred spirits, love transforming the impurity of hearts so they act in harmony with the soul's needs. Free at last, free at last. I have walked away from my sister jealousy on my left, my brother avarice on my right, the twins called desire and insecurity down in the abyss, while anger and remorse have all forgotten how to blossom. I am a spark of spirit, as is everyone else, none higher or lower. Beautiful flowers, each manifesting its unique light in response to the soul's need, striving through challenges to find its way home. Oh, for the wings of enlightenment. Had I but known that you were my cosmic neighbor, oh lantern, then there'll be no game. Then there'll be no game. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Everybody,
Oh, thank
unmute yourself and give it up for
you.
Lance Carrier.
Woo. Yes. Beautiful.
Woohoo! Lantern
So
Carrier.
That was
Yeah.
so
Beautiful.
good.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
guys.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Whew, whew.
Now, I seen in the comments that I was on fire tonight, and it's a
Well,
non-feature night, so
That's so weird.
there's some people
You're
here who haven't
incendiary.
heard this piece. Yeah, there's some people here who haven't heard this piece, but this piece is a tribute to someone who we all know and love, and I just feel the urge to read it. It's a very very short piece, but it's yeah, I'm just gonna go into it. There is a light far off in the distance, yet I feel its warmth in my spirit, a shimmering orb of resilience beckoning to all who see it. It shines bright, but does not trouble the eyes. It resonates in the ears, softly, gently, for all who can hear. Filled with an abundance of joy and love, this light will forever illuminate from above. A wondrous wisp, dancing elegantly, brilliantly, consistently filling me with a subtle calm. Palms pressed together, head nod, an acknowledgement of the all. The brightest lantern, truth be told, this light is carried by a pure soul, one who I'm proud to know. Let us all open our hearts and enjoy the glow.
Mm.
wow.
Ooh.
Man, you're
Now,
young.
Thomas, I feel like I have to go after you and do my ode to Lantern Carrier. As I did with Elemental.
Yeah.
Let's
Thomas is definitely on fire tonight, man. He's an effulgent flame.
Who's it written for?
Gus, I would love to move you around, but you're a little further on the list.
All right.
So
All right.
let's take a vote. Should should we let Gustav skip in line and hear another beautiful lantern tribute, or should we just hold and wait for that?
Whatever,
I'm
whatever's
flexible.
moving Gustav.
I hear my wife's in the back
Going for
saying,
it.
"Yeah, yeah, yeah." I went out to hug him because she's like, "Dude, I was trying to tell you I'll be back in a minute." She went out to swipe the snow off the car and everything and warm the car up. And so I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'll see you in a minute there. But yeah, it looks like everybody is saying, Gustav, we want to hear more tribute to the great Lantern Carrier. So I am bumping you. And it's your go.
Word, this is Ode to Lantern Carrier. An ode to the poet Lantern Carrier, whose words break down every barrier between the listener and enlightenment. Lyrical master, he's a monument to poetry's primal power. Lantern makes dreams flower. Lantern Carrier lights the way, visions of a more beautiful day. Keeper of the sacred flame, the truths he does declaim. Open minds and open hearts, his words mapped out on galactic charts. Oh, Lantern, your light so bright, your poems are a joy, a real delight. World traveler, healer on a global scale, compassionate wisdom in every tale, wrought with golden images of light. You are the embodiment of what you write. Elegant dancer with the love supreme, Lantern Carrier is the sweetest dream. Your voice lifts our spirits high. Your light does darkness defy, illuminates us like the sun in the sky. Lantern Carrier, you're one amazing guy. This ode alone may be insufficient, For we are but poets and not omniscient to describe his greatness in a few lines, a fool's errand within these confines. But we have chosen to poetically try to elucidate why he's so fly. I hope this poem can do him justice. To those who know us, surely trust us to give him love universally, like his poems flow naturally from his lips to your ears to wash away all doubt and fears. Lantern was born to bring us light, not just with his words, but with actions so right. He travels the world to share comfort and love, a sacred duty he was sent from above to illuminate the way for all who would follow. Lantern speaks truths, his words never hollow. Our griot, a storyteller so great, envisions utopias, our souls to liberate. Through his work we have all grown, heard profundities we'd never known. Lantern carrier, dear, carry me home. You're ever near, no matter how far you may roam. Lantern listens deeply to every poet. He has heard you, and you'll know it. He is here for our community, a righteous tyrant titan, you will see. Storyteller of life's boundless beauty. Philosophically, he's heavy duty. Paragraph pharaoh, meditative maestro, compassionate captain. Oh, captain, my captain, bringer of Promethean light, we turn to you when bringer of Promethean fire, we turn to you when shit gets dire. Your soothing cadence makes all okay. You always know the right thing to say. Thank you for being you. Sounds cliche, but it's true. It's not just what you say, but all you do. Lantern carrier, we love you.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing, man. Was
It
that the
works
one
even
you
better with elementals parts. Elemental
Yeah,
has.
element. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I was going to ask you that. Yes.
I just wanted to do it. I love you, bro.
That was
I loved
phenomenal.
hearing
Yeah.
it again, man. I loved hearing it again. I have to keep myself, bend like the yielding tree. I'm a mere instrument, I have to keep remembering myself. I'm a mere instrument, but I'm
Well,
really
if
grateful.
we keep reminding you of how you affect us and how your light that you're carrying in that lantern shines a pathway for us. If we have to remind you of that every week, that's what we're here for, you know?
Thank
Because
you
we
so
love
much
you,
for that.
brother.
Thank you so much.
So everybody, give it a not just for Magus, but also for Lantern.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Vegas, Thomas,
Both were awesome. Both were
you got
awesome.
a
Both
shout.
were awesome.
Thank you. Shout.
Assalamu alaikum, Lantern.
Oh, Amadeus, you're here too.
Yeah, I'm
So
waiting on
do
the
I have one more
Amadeus
poem,
tribute.
Thomas?
Yeah, because I bumped you on the list. We're all here for the
Okay,
next one.
this is my go. I'm gonna have another turn then.
Yeah.
I wrote this recently for New Year's seasons change theme. This is called Dance of Time. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. There is a lesson, learn, learn, learn. There is a fire, burn, 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 and a desire. Yearn, yearn, yearn. There is a time for everything. Summer, fall, winter, spring. Spring brings flowers and life's rebirth, a time to be thankful for our sacred earth. Summers are hot but filled with delight. Outdoors in the sun, our days filled with light. Autumn comes on as all the leaves fall. Their dazzling colors are bound to enthrall. Winter is hard with a blanket of snow, but warmed by the fire, the world seems to glow. This endless cycle, this dance of time, moves us relentlessly, yet is somehow sublime. The earth sustains us, and the stars they burn. To everything, turn, turn, turn. Thank you.
Yo, unmute yourselves and give it up for the Magus, Gustav.
Thank
Woo,
you.
Allen.
That
Magus.
was cool.
Thanks
I
for
haven't heard
that.
that one yet either. That was
Yeah,
dope,
that
man.
that was
That was
good. That
good.
reminds me of my childhood.
You're getting better too, man.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
telling you,
cool.
each week we
Yeah.
all get a little better.
I
We
like
inspire each other, you know?
I like his kind of, spontaneous refrains of turn, 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 burn,
Yeah,
burn, burn,
yeah. Very inspiring, man. Thank you.
Fire theme is ongoing tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And here's a young coming up next. We have a young gentleman who inspires me. Um, just from uh his knowledge of movies and books and his tributes to them and the connection, and it inspires me to learn more about our our culture and art and where it comes from. This next young gentleman is very special place in my heart. Alex Fong, if you could bless us with some words, I would appreciate it.
Yes, and I also have to be honest. I know I'm dating myself, but I actually graduated high school in '09 when Avatar came out, the first one, and the same year as The Blind Side. But people have told me that 14 years after high school, I still look exactly the same because I'll be 33 in July.
What?
So I'm 32 and a half now. I'm 32 and a half, and I still look like an 18-year-old. That's so cool.
Lucky, lucky.
Okay,
All
so
of us graybeards.
I had to do like an essay on Romeo and Juliet my freshman year, and then I kind of have this weird love-hate relationship with Shakespeare in Love because I thought Saving Private Ryan could have won Best Picture, but that's just what the Academy did. So here we go. Coming across star-crossed lovers. Golden Globe, Celestial Sphere. Golden Globe is a reference to the Golden Globe Awards. Knowing that the present is truly here, and stories held dear transcend time and space. For Verona is the place of possibly the greatest love story ever told, in which the bold writing of William Shakespeare combined comedy and tragedy to form a compelling romantic story for all the world to know about the tale with the most woe that had Juliet as a sun and Romeo like a star, while acknowledging people for who they truly are. So uncross the star-crossed lovers and settle a feud with a more hopeful attitude, and then feel gratitude for the beauty of young love, as beautiful as celestial spheres high up above. Thank you.
Yo, everyone, unmute yourself and give it up for Alex Fong.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Alex.
Very
Right
nice.
on.
Very nice.
That was touching.
Right? I love his tribute poems. Like, so on point. So on point. And speaking about tribute poems, I think one of the most beautiful tributes I think I've ever heard about a city or a place or anything came from this next performer. Um, Paul, I need you to know something. I look up to you. Your writing, your performance, even the way that you capture with your background, like he'll have the light just right where you can see half his face going, like even down to the lighting and on the Zoom calls, like I look up to you, and every time I see you pop in this room, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like what? You got the yeah. Every time I see you in this room and I get to introduce you, I get butterflies in my stomach because I'm like, I feel like a kid going to school again. So here's to the next hooligan. Paul Skiff, if you could bless us with some words, we'd appreciate it, brother.
Oh, I'm touched by that, Thomas. That was unexpected, but I feel I've been moved closer to you by your words. Thank you. Let's do one of my theme songs. I wrote kind of on the day I moved into this apartment I've been in for 30 some odd years. So it's in Spanish, so if you don't speak Spanish, I'm sure you'd be able to get into the emotions. Let's see here. And it ends with Odu from the Din Lo Gun, which is a traditional form of divination of the Yoruba people. ¿Qué es la que hay? Cosita, pollito, bum bum, si saciave, cógela suave. ¡Qué vaina! No joda. Hombre, costeños. Onda, compa. Tú tienes la cara de punk. No toca mi guagua. Tú tienes un pellizco debajo su monda. Tú tienes un pellizco debajo su monda. Hmm. Mi casa está en la avenida C. Mi casa está en la avenida C. Mi casa está en la avenida C. Yo nunca espero oír de ti otra vez. Ve a darle flores de comer a los perros. Compré mis platos de lata en la esquina. En la calle seis cada noche alguien diferente quiere besarme. Dibuja las caras tristes sobre el reloj del banco. Arroja tus zapatos hacia y entrando un árbol. Aquí 7 personas comparten una sola camisa. Mi casa está en la avenida C. Mi casa está en la avenida C. Mi casa está en la avenida C. Un bebé puede mendigar un quarter a la edad de 3 años. Puedes correr desde la B a Clinton y ganarle a los carros de Houston. Vírgenes de ojos cerrados en la calle son llevados por mujeres viejas que se ríen de los hombres. En la iglesia de Dios hay un rally de trabajadores. Los jóvenes que vienen aquí, a los cuales una vez me parecí envejecerán adentro sabiendo demasiado. Canta sobre el río durante la madrugada. Lo que los solitarios se dicen en voz alta a sí mismos es probablemente amor. Cual palomas de las que duermen dentro de los aleros en la noche, tendría que oír tu rezo, volará hacia todos Dios del mundo que se ha traído aquí. La hija de Bimbo Rivers tiene ojos oscuros en los cuales notas de canciones resisten sus intervalos de silencio para responder a Loisa con una valiente continuación de la vida de su padre, de su padre, de su padre. Mi casa está en la avenida 6. Mi casa está en la avenida 6. Yo nunca espero oír de ti otra vez, otra vez, otra vez, otra, 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 oh, FIFA. Fa ire mi wa fon mi o. Oh, ire la ba la eshe. Oh, Risha.
Yo,
Woo!
everyone
Yeah.
unmute and give it up for poor Skiff.
Wow. That was awesome. That
Yeah,
was
fucking A, Paul. Just wow. Incredible. Gorgeous work.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, that's a treat. That was a
And
treat. That was
and that's
really
coming
fun.
from I think there's maybe 1 to 2%. The heck was that? One 1 to 2% of people in here actually speak Spanish. I'd say about 50 of us percent of us understood most of the words just because of your delivery. Like you crushed it with that, man. That was amazing. Thank you so much for that piece, bro.
It was just beautiful, Paul. Like you're telling a story in Gregorian chant, and the voice is so hauntingly beautiful to go with it. Amazing.
Definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
thanks everybody. I think that I just feel if you're gonna use a tone of voice or sing, it's all just about feeling it. And I got into using a tone of voice or singing because I started working with this beatboxer, and I worked with him. Ended up working with
Right.
him for like 30 years till he passed away in 2020. And that was all just about hanging out with somebody who was a vocal artist and improvising with them. And it's kind of like if you're a visual artist and all you have to work with is a box of colored crayons, there's no way
Yeah.
out of it. You have to use raw color. And working with this guy, there was no way out of it. I just had to use my raw voice and get emotional. So that's how I got to that.
Yes. Well, you rub shoulders with some of the greats, really, haven't you?
Well,
mean,
I've had the privilege of and the advantage, and just by serendipity, ended up living around the corner from the Poets Cafe back when it was, it's still populated by amazing people like all you people who come there on its Monday night. But, I got to learn from a lot of really intense people who had tons of poetic wisdom to impart. And, You got
Yeah,
taught just by being in their presence. You know what that's all about, Lantern.
yeah, indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I didn't know anything about poetry. I wrote a little when I was younger, and then to get back into it. And I'm not formally educated by any means. I don't even know the history of most poetry. I just started writing, and my wife told me, "Hey, do this open mic thing," and I was like, "Okay." And now it's been just over a year, and it's just turned into this amazing place of all these wonderful poets, and I get so inspired and learn from all of you guys so much, and I appreciate it so much. And Paul, appreciate you, and I
Yeah, I'm right there
appreciate.
with you on that. I think, and I'm not talking down about people who go and pursue an education to know how to write, but I think I took one course in writing when I was in high school, and everything else I learned is because I chased after poets. I chased after readings because I knew if I was just there, I could, pick up so much knowledge about how to do this from these great people who were out there doing it. And like
Yeah,
everybody here, there are people who really, it's just a part of your personality and your spirit. You
yeah.
do this because that's your life. You are always on this way.
Indeed, and Thomas is also unique in his own way. So don't look down on yourself, brother. And in terms of graphic designing, you just stand out. So
Mhm.
you have your own skill.
I
I'd
don't
like
want
to
to
think
take
that
up
I'm a well-rounded kind of decent, cool person. So yeah, I
Yeah, I don't
appreciate
want to
it.
take up a lot of time on this, but Lantern, I'm glad you brought up that because I've heard a lot of people talk about that over the last couple months about coming to these readings and hear somebody do something and feel like, oh, I gotta up my game or something, or how do I
Yeah,
measure up to this? People, that is a bad habit. It's all
Yeah,
that
indeed.
is. It's a
because
bad habit you have, and you've internalized it. All you have to do is you.
well, like Lantern told me the other day, he goes, just see it. It's like when I see poets and all these different poets with their different styles, their different backgrounds. He's like, it's like looking at a beautiful meadow of flowers. And each flower is beautiful and unique in its own way, and it's different color and its fragrance, and but it's just this beautiful, just meadow of all these unique
You
flowers.
remember that?
Yeah, it really struck, is it like when I tell you, you a bit of a spirit guy for me too. Like I remember a lot of things, and I do this every Friday, and I feel grateful for all of you guys showing up, sharing wonderful poetry with me, and inspiring each other. And in the spirit of inspiration, I want to introduce this next poet by saying, I think by next year I'm gonna have a visual poem, and it's gonna be a schematic for, well, yeah, it's I'm gonna do a visual piece, and Amadeus, you inspired me to do that. I've never thought of doing a visual piece. I do a lot of graphic designs and stuff, but I'd never really thought of doing a visual poem, and so you inspired me to do that, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate everything you do, man. So yeah, if you could unmute and bless us with some words, I really appreciate it, brother.
Mm. Thank you, Thomas. So good day, everyone. Right now, I just want to share how I feel. I was kind of pissed, and there's this one preacher, and I find him very. Let's just say he's not practicing what he preached. So I wrote a poem about it, but at the same time, I want to do something new. And the piece is called "Pantom for a Hypocrite." You say I practice what I preach, or I should practice what I preach. You say, be merciful and be forgiving. Oh, how you love to act so righteously with your fancy clothes. Oh, how you love to put on a show of how much you practice humility. You say, be merciful and be forgiving. Oh, please, you were happy when people were shaming you with no mercy. Oh, how you love to put on a show like how much you practice humility. Yet I hear more I, me, my, mine, and myself in your vocabulary. Please, you were happy when people were humiliating me with no mercy. You love to act so righteously with your fancy clothes. Yet I hear more I, me, mine, and myself in your vocabulary. And you say I should practice what I preach? Oh, please. You were happy when people were humiliating you with no mercy. Because you are such an asshole who prefer to live in denial as a humble person. And I hear more I, me, mine, and myself in your vocabulary. What a hypocrite. Counterfeit. You're nothing special but obsolete. So that was my first piece. For my second piece, I wrote this like I think back in 2021, and it's called Glimpse on a Lifetime Prophecy. Seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, and months. In this moment, a reflection to our time is now of value. Push your creativity, or in the coming days you will rot. Push your efficiency, or time will go from yes, it can to sorry, too late. Therefore, learn to properly wield the idea of moderation. For the coming days will become a glimpse of divination. Divination of what is truth in a man's revelation. For the days of wars will make its inevitable ascension. Wars against nations, crisis on every economy, prominence of racial discrimination. Then the victors will be the food of the deadly sins. Society will never lose its supplies, but they will go hungry. Military rises to all levels in the illusion for everyone's safety. Again, the victors will be the food of the deadly sins. A rose in red, tainted by blood, driven by false freedom and hatred. The screams of all languages into the unending flame. Followers of the victors, their fate shall be the same. Death is a sacrifice to buy this victor's time, but the inevitability of it will not escape their crime. Seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, and months. In this moment, ask oneself on the essence of what is life. The essence of time will soon be hacked like a knife. Without moderation, we are like bees without a hive. Therefore, death will expedite its movement that none shall survive. The similarities of the declaration of the ancient man's vision are now in reality to make its inevitable ascension. This is the glimpse on a lifetime prophecy. End of poem.
Yo, Amadeus. Everyone unmute yourself and give it up. Amadeus.
Woo! Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Really good shit. Oh my god.
Impactful pieces, Amadeus.
Very powerful, very impactful, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming through, and thanks for staying on point, man. Always keep doing what you're doing. Doing great. Coming up next, we got Dee Allen. I believe he's gonna share the screen. So Dee Allen, I made you co-host. You got to share the screen. If you wanna bless us with some words, I'd appreciate it, brother.
Tonight I'm going to do something completely different from what I normally do. This is a new piece called February 16th, Rouse, autobiographical prose. And since it would take me 5 to 7 minutes to read most of this, I'm going to skip down some February 16th, Rouse, autobiographical prose. San Francisco, February 16th, 2003. As the breakaway march proceeded down Market with lowered numbers toward the Orpheum Theater, Washington Mutual Bank vicinity. I saw an occurrence of police brutality. On 8th Street between Market and Mission Streets, 5 officers encircled a lone brother who had nothing to do with our anti-war march, and fists began to come down. I found a nearly empty clear plastic Arrowhead water bottle at my feet, and on impulse threw it towards those 5 bully boys in dark blue. Anything to stop that beaten brother's suffering. Anything to stop the fucking violence. That tactic worked a little too well. The bully boys came charging like aggro Spanish black bulls, started with 5, joined by 5 more. They saw the Arrowhead bottle hit the road near them and zeroed in on me, the thrower. In no time, I was tackled to the blacktop, held down, immediately given the Rodney King treatment. Fists, Gore-Tex boot tips, nightsticks, racial curses rained on 135 pounds of my thin black self. Public problem solving, Los Angeles police style by way of San Francisco's worst. Pulled up from the pavement by 2 cops, 1 for each skinny arm, a torn, bruised version of myself, held in imitation Jesus Christ pose. Bay Area Golgotha, crucified by the system's defenders in 2 or 3 minutes flat. Boos and cussing rose from my fellow protesters as white plastic twist ties were slid tight on my bony wrist, cut in the process. The riot cops escorted me, their catch of the day, over to a black and white police van. The double doors were opened abruptly to receive a fresh new arrestee. Shoved inside were 5 other men, brothers in revolt, and the door slammed shut. The short police van ride marked the beginning of a new life behind bars at 850 Bryant, San Francisco City Jail, Hall of No Justice, for 6 days. In the meantime, my 5'7" slender body ached all over. My mouth tasted nothing but liquid copper, my own blood. My joints and shoulder blades were on fire from assault. I'd always sympathized with victims of police brutality and their grieving families. Rodney King's roadside beating had happened on my 23rd birthday. Thank fucking goodness someone with a camcorder videotaped the incident. I'd always sympathized with the struggles of political prisoners too, ever since learning of Mumia Abu-Jamal's case and announced state execution through anarchist newspapers in 1994. Still, I never truly knew what it was like to be a police brutality victim or a political prisoner, until my time came to be both. Dual prices paid for playing hero. And that was a new piece called February 16th, Rouse, autobiographical prose, based on actual events from my life. From this mic to your ears, I'm Dee Allen. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for sharing, Dee Allen. Everyone, unmute yourselves and give it up for Dee Allen.
Yeah! Yeah!
Always into your
Yes, Dee Allen.
really like your footnotes too.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yay, yay!
Yay, yay.
He gets the yay, yay. For sure, Dee Allen, thank you so much, man. I love it every time you come through. And I love how powerful the pieces you do are, you know, and how your delivery and just with, I like that.
Power and
Coming up
grace,
next,
you know, power and
yeah,
grace, Dee Allen.
right? For sure.
Beautiful delivery and beautiful to look at on the page.
Thank you so much. You just made an old black Italian man blush.
All right, well, coming up next we got Dre Reyes, who I think it's gonna be February is the way we're balancing out. 'Cause I think he's gonna be featuring in February for us. This young man stole my wife and I's heart because his references from like I was born in '84, she was born in '91, so like that late '80s, early '90s, being a kid growing up at that, like watching technology going, like the shows we used to watch compared to the shows they have now, like, and he just, I don't know, he has a special way of conveying that nostalgic feeling. And so I really appreciate him, and I'm excited to hear his whole future, you know. And every time he comes through too, he be publishing books of, you know, we're gonna talk about that later with another group. But yeah, Dre, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, brother, I greatly appreciate it.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Anyway, this is Dre Ray. Look at me at Instagram on Instagram at Dre Ray 90. We did discuss earlier about publishing. Basically, what I do is a community service. I don't get paid. I don't want to get paid. I just want to see arts grow, which in a sense is like watching love grow. If you want more details on that, you can just message me on Instagram. With that said, I have two new poems. It's funny that you mentioned 90s stuff because it's been a while since I've done one of those letters. And if you like the Power Rangers, I got one for you. And if you can recall, it's been a little over a year since Jason David Frank's unfortunate loss of life. With that said, this is called Kimberly to Tommy 1 year later. November 19th. I have been dreading this day just as I have been dreading every day, but today it's different. I haven't erased the last voicemail you left, your goodbye call, as you called it, the panic quaking my nerves, anxiety crawling up and under my skin, trying to call you back, leaving voicemail after voicemail until your inbox was full. I even tried using the communicator, not remembering that it doesn't work anymore, not remembering that Command Center has been defunct for nearly 3 decades. All my prayers were left unanswered, just like all my voicemails. It's been 1 year later and the wound hasn't begun to heal yet. My heart bleeds for you daily in the form of a flood of tears spearing down my face towards the ground. You were the counterweight of all the negativity in my life. Once you were gone, the seesaw of my psyche slammed hard enough on one end that it broke. I live up in Anchorage now. I couldn't stand living in Angel Grove anymore. Seeing the color green was becoming a trigger response like a bull sees red, but replacing anger with an abysmal feeling of longing to hold your hand one more time. However, it is not in any way easier because the whiteness of the landscape creates dreamlike silhouettes of us embracing in my mind. It just seems that everywhere I go, this heartache latches onto me like an undetachable parasite whose insatiable appetite has hollowed out its host. To say that I miss you is a tragic understatement. To say that I don't feel somewhat guilty is a bold-faced lie in the face of truth. I wish I could have done more to keep you here. I would hope that in time, with more work and therapy, I can begin to suture up this wound myself, stitch by stitch, day by day. I wish Zordon had the ability to revive you. Until our spirits embrace again, I will lock safe you eternally in my mind, heart, and soul. Until then, Kim. So there's that poem. Now to change the mood up a bit, because it's a holiday season. I don't know if you know about Mick Foley. Mick Foley, the wrestler, well, legendary wrestler. He is really into Santa Claus. And in fact, he like pretty much cosplays as Santa like year round. Anyway, this is a fun little poem that I came up with, which I worked on. A child is moments away from realizing a fantasy, meeting Santa Claus and getting that moment encapsulated infinitely in the form of a digital still image, a magical moment caught in time. Seconds away from being summoned to Santa, the kid's heart begins to beat so fast, it's almost as if their heart was set on vibrate. Thoughts rushing like eager shoppers on Black Friday, for they have manifested this moment, this day for way too long for it to not go perfect. The following 60 seconds would be the most starstruck seconds of their life. What felt like an hour was actually a flash in time, as the photo is taken with Santa, followed by a hug and a boisterous "Merry Christmas, have a nice day." In the few seconds, the kid notices some rather fascinating physical features that weren't depicted in traditional lore. 4 missing teeth, a missing right ear, but still contained every ounce of Christmas warmth as imagined. As the kid walks away, the mall announces that it will be closing in 5 minutes, cueing the crew to pack up. Santa limbers his way from his throne and made his way back to his vehicle as he takes a moment to himself before setting out for his next gig. I am moments away from meeting a childhood hero of mine. Professional wrestling has always caught my eye as an artistic medium that depicts good versus evil, an amplified escape from the real world, a fantasy most can't understand, but a spectacle that no one can deny. Whenever you see someone who is relatably unconventional become such a success while still being wholesome, humble, and super chill, you just can't help but feel like you can achieve anything you set your mind to. I wrestled semi-professionally for 12 years throughout New England, and probably the most important lesson I learned as a performer is that wins do not matter. It's the arts of getting over, the ability to connect with the people, the ability to give the ultimate lasting impression. And often a case for me, it was me taking the bump no one else was willing to take. When it comes to the art of getting over through self-sacrifice, Mick Foley was the Leonardo da Vinci of the physical art form. Seeing the man will himself to finish a match after falling off and through a 20-foot steel cage was the most badass thing 7-year-old me saw. The fall, the crash, commentary freaking out, the pop from the crowd, but most of all, this hell-bent determination to fight through the pain. I learned from Mick Foley then how to fight through whatever life throws at you and smile through the pain. As one of my biggest influences in wanting to wrestle, meeting Mick Foley brought out the inner kid in me. It was as if I was a kid meeting Santa Claus. With a smile as warm as Christmas, he reached out and shook my hands, took a photo with me. I personally thanked him. It was a dream come true. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. Everybody unmute yourself
Yeah,
and give all the
Dre!
love for Dre.
Dre!
Dre, go Dre, go Dre. Woo!
Yeah, and I posted the Instagram link in there for y'all that wanted to contact him about publishing freedom. If you're still here, I'm sure they're gonna add you. Yeah.
No, we've been talking.
Did you guys get together with CC Ashorga and all that? There was gonna be y'all was gonna try to coordinate a Zoom meeting to talk about publishing and stuff. If that hasn't happened, I have everyone's emails and Instagrams. I can coordinate it. We can host it here uh, on a time that works good for everybody. But yeah, we should definitely do that because you're right, man. It all these poets need to be heard. But
Yeah.
we don't have the money to get the books out and to go through the things and all that. But if you got a printer and some card stock and you're willing to print, bind, and sell these books, like let's do it. Let's get everybody a book. So we were thinking about doing an Open Minds anthology as well.
That's
Because
dope.
yeah, because there's about 100. I could probably get about 120 poets to write.
Oh, I
You
love
get
that.
yeah, you get 2 pages each, just a fold, right? 120 poets, you get 2 pages. It could be, you know, 12 poems in 2-point font, or it could just be, I love you, whatever. There could be artwork. We can help you with artwork. We want to give everyone a 2-page spread with their name on it, and it'll be the Open Minds anthology. And I figure if I can get 120 posts to do a 2-page spread, that's a thick book, hardcover, nice gloss, full color print.
It's major,
Open Minds
120
anthology.
poets. That would be something, yeah.
I think I can pull it off because on average I have about 20 people or so to show up and they rotate out and like I think if we all just submit a nice piece for 2 pages, we can have a nice thick book, Open Minds anthology, and
I
everyone
love the
involved with it.
ocean of poetry something like that becomes, 120, the voices of 120 people.
Right? The ocean of and it'll be with images too, like a visual and words and how and everyone has their own unique page. So every time you flip the page, it's like a whole, you're experiencing this person. It's not gonna be formatted, like I know each page will just be whatever, that artist decides that's gonna be on those pages. And we do it as an Open Minds anthology. So
It sounds a lot like Super Mario 64, in which there's 120 stars. So
yeah,
this is gonna be
right?
pretty cool.
Yeah, so that would yeah. So I
I
hope
love
that you
that
guys, when
concept.
we're ready for it, if you
Beautiful.
guys, I'll send out submission emails soon, and we'll get them. We'll work with you to get whatever art you need on it or how you want it to be formatted. It'll take us a little while to collect and collaborate with everyone, but yeah, I think that'll be a really cool thing. And then we have
Yeah, man.
the idea of we got this other idea we want to do. We're gonna get a big extra large, 2, 3 XL large white shirt, right? Maybe long sleeve, like a nice thick sweater or something. And then I'm gonna write a word on the front. My wife Catalyst is gonna write a word to follow that. And then on the back, I'll sign it and she'll sign it, and then we'll ship it off to someone with the address of the next person that they have to ship it to, and paid postage or whatever. Like we'll all try to pitch in and donate to have the fund to be have it shipped around, and so the person who gets it will get the address of the next person to go. And by the time this thing goes around, it'll go all the way to the Philippines, Hawaii, uh, Africa, England, everywhere in the States, Canada, from both coasts, well, and every person will contribute one word. And if we get it sent out to however many people, the shirt, even if it takes 2 years for this shirt to make it across the globe, but people just add in one word and then sign in the back, and then we'll take that and scan it, and then be able to print it on t-shirts and stuff, touch up, make it nice, and it'd be, in our own handwriting, our words and our things. So D, yeah, if you're down, I'm very serious about putting together an Open Minds anthology. I've been drafting up emails that I'm gonna be sending out to everybody and making a post on my Instagram as well for submissions on how to submit the piece. And like I said, we'll work with you with art, however you envision you know, every time someone turns that page, it's like a look into you. And I want you to put like who you are on those 2 pages, be it through words, art, both, but yeah, sorry to take us some time just trying to promote some of my things that we're gonna be doing here soon. Um, this next poet, shouldn't even need to be promoted because he's so dope. Follow on Instagram at Principe Guilty Junior. I'll get the link for you too. Coming up next, we got Prince P. Brother, if you can unmute your mic and bless us with some words, I would greatly appreciate it.
I'll be reading three poems. The first poem is called Mesmerized. Locked ebony eyes with the most powerful being on earth. Our potent presence takes residence in the air of our spaces, showing off our big ego, stroking it with fervent desire. Fierce, feminine energy fills my space, flooding me in her majestic air. Female energy enlivens my soul, widens my heart, feeling every sensation in my body. Had a more set of those red, rosy cheeks, just enough for me to paint her walls and deck the hall of her soul. She walks with gusto, wants to do more than bust because temporary fixes aren't princely. I see her body movements, her hand in motion, creating splashing waterfalls. I want to ride the wave of her energy. The inner me wants to earmark and trademark her bountiful beauty. In my Aquarius, my best mind, in my benign Aquarius mind, but you see, I love the agency over my autonomy. Still, I desire the warmth of connection. Would love to make her mind, body, and soul. Speaking love languages, foreign to her, as if she never reached this plateau before. Her heart was in a state of poverty. Second one is untitled. Let's be honest. The world has been set ablaze. The world is turning into a hellbent. The innocuous, harmed by heartless harpoons coming from the pits of hell. The legion of looming disaster destroyed it all. Humanity isn't the same. Chained ideals have ruptured destinies from within. The time is now to lend a hand and stand for world peace. Maybe a restart is better because we have been injected with demon blood, dejected truth tellers to the end of the earth, infected with lie, diseases, and ultra-high ignorance. Where do we go from here? Deconstruct everything. Maybe shine your glimmering, glowing light upon the world. Be a flashlight among the darkness. Love, unity, and community between you and I. Be united against belligerents, fix fractured humans, and create harmony, repair, and heal to bring everything to its original state. And the last poem is short. Toxic air around me is unbearable now. God make it leaving soon. Acid rain burn through. Suffering and misery. Time to clean up now. That's the last one. So
Yo, everybody, unmute yourself and give it up for Prince P.
That last one was so short, I want to hear it again.
I know, yeah. Could you actually do that last one again for us? With shorter poems and haikus, it's better to hear it twice.
Yeah, yay!
Yeah, hey, see, hey, you got the Dee Allen, yeah, on that one. How to repeat it? Rerun.
Leave soon. Acid rain burn through. Suffering and misery. Time to clean up now.
Yay!
Super.
Time to clean up
See,
now.
that's another thing you've said. I want a plaque on my wall. Time to clean up now.
Right? Prince P, how many of them books you got?
I don't know yet. I haven't started a book yet, so.
No, but I know
Principe,
you
you are
always
on
got it.
fire tonight.
Yeah. I'm saying not how many books you got published because we working on that part still. But I know you got them notepads just full.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, keep stacking them up, man. We gonna get a book printed. We love you, brother.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, we have Freedom Jones, but Freedom Jones not feeling so well. So if everyone could just take a moment and just send some love to Freedom Jones. Hopefully they feel better. They're just gonna sit back and listen to our wonderful works of art. And so we love you, Freedom. Feel better. We hope that you appreciate this next artist, Cozzy Coz. You know the cause. Let's feel the effect.
Ooh, nice, nice. Hello, everyone. Hello. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's
Cozzy,
doing good.
yeah.
What's up? What's up? All right.
Cozzy.
I thought I'd keep. I'm sorry. Oh,
I was just saying hello.
Oh, hello, hello, hello. Okay. All right. I'm gonna keep it like today. I thought I'd have fun with this one piece that I recently created. This one is titled Mary's Punk Ass Little Lamb. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Mary had a lamb that was a bit of a nuisance. No one could deny that it was full of such cuteness, but for some reason, it thought that it was Mother Goose's. Nothing about this situation was routine. It wasn't till the lady in the shoe intervened. She asked the ewe, "Why are you making such a scene? Can't you see the only way she'll let you stay is in your dreams? You need to leave, because Jack and Jill are on their way with their big bad wolf who ate 3 pigs the other day. He's not hungry for grass and he's not hungry for hay. He wants something that he can sink his teeth into today." After which, little Miss Moffat walked in the door. She had no idea that she was in for such a chore. Luckily, she wasn't tired and inspired for war. The lamb didn't know that she was full of spiders galore. Faster than lightning, it got up and ran, but not till Cinderella grabbed Snow White's hand. Then Little Red Riding Hood came up with a plan. Maybe Humpty Dumpty could give it a ride in his van. "What a great idea," said Hansel to Gretel. "All he has to do is press the pedal to the metal." It's hard to believe a sheep can act like such a rebel, but Rapunzel knew it was always the little devil. Finally, Jack's beanstalk was complete, so he took a few minutes just to converse with the bee. He told it how its mother had been unable to sleep, and immediately the sheep headed back home for keeps. And all it said was, "Biatch, biatch, biatch." Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, that was the timing on that, bro. I was hitting the joint and you started saying it and made me laugh and choke it.
I was just swallowing water and I almost spit it all over the screen.
Right? Like that was the he nailed it
Can't
like
do that.
at the right timing for both like water, spitting, coughing all week like that.
That was good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
really
you. Thank you so
something.
much.
Welcome to the Cosmos.
Thank you.
Cozzy
Really
I'm
liked
being
how
silly.
you
I'm silly.
went through that at a very easy
I don't think I'll ever hear that the
Just kinda
same way
laying
again.
it
Right? And
Your ending
he
is in my
added
head
in.
now.
There must have been at least a dozen or more different fairy tales and nursery rhymes and stuff added into that. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
there's at like
Like
24 or so I've heard. I think they were like, it's like.
I tried to fit in as many as I could.
Yeah.
Let me use that on Karen jokes.
Yeah, now I gotta do that now. Oh yeah.
What happened? What happened? I didn't hear.
That carrot joke. Oh shit. Yo, Whisper
Thank you
Poe,
so much, y'all.
welcome
Thank
to
you
the
so much.
party. Give it up for Cozzy Coz, y'all. Oh, coming up.
Woohoo, Cozzy! You're
That was
incredible.
really
Thank you. Thank
good.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
incredible.
Yo, so check this out,
Thank you.
guys. And in about a month, I think, like 4 more Fridays, Cos will be featuring doing the entirety of the ABC poem that he does in its entirety from A to Z. So we're going back to the basics, right to the
Yes,
alphabet.
sir.
Cause is gonna lay it down for us, and that's how we're gonna start the new year here at Open Minds. So yeah, and then we got some wonderful features coming up after that as well. Next Friday we're gonna have Maddie featuring. The following Friday we're gonna have Lantern Carrier
Mm,
himself featuring. Just for the holidays, and then we're gonna have
mm.
an off day, and then Cause. So yeah, coming up next we got Maddie, Lantern, and Cause on the features. You know, with a little
Wow,
break in
wow.
between of the open mic. So it's gonna be a fun New Year's. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that, man. Yo,
Thank
coming
you.
back.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank
Coming
you.
back, coming back after a long hiatus. Uh, nah, I'm playing, man. I want to rag her. Yo, Raw. I wish you were here every Friday. I love your stuff. Um, I'm gonna let you go ahead and do, your set, and then you and Lantern are gonna do the collabs after that. This way you get your time on the mic, yeah, and then we get to hear the collab. So, yeah, if you could bless us with some words, brother, I'd really appreciate it. And welcome back. I love you,
Yeah,
man.
thank you, brother. I didn't go anywhere, just living life, doing the things, trusting the cosmic energies that flow in my life. So it's really good to just hang out and listen. I feel like I'm a newbie in this, so it's like going into someone's house. You just sit back and take it all in and listen to the poetry and the magic. So blessing poets, thank you for this. I've got two pieces I'd like to share. I think two. Well, and plus the one Lantern and I will do. I'll read one and then I'll decide on which other one I will offer up. This one is called Out of Eden. Are we the fallen angels cursed by our exodus from grace to wander in this illusion of separation? For out of Eden, we suffered forward, creating gods out of our likeness in quest of answering life's mysteries. The wool of lies pulled over eyes as evil lurks in the ignorant mind. Cloaked by a shroud of religious beliefs, the obvious hides in plain sight. A utopic mindset where up is down, the temple's walls stand on shaky grounds. From birth to the dust of ashes, most follow faithfully, eyes veiled to unvetted commandments. Our midst fuels the hands of faith, the story of hell on the road of intentions, hoping to secure their place in nirvana. The blind continues to lead the blind into the ignorance of uncertain days. Before our creations, we go on bended knees. We pray to the saints to be the revelation, to shine mercy's blessed light of hope. As above, so within. As within, so below. End of piece. And then this piece, this is something out of the archives. I don't even remember when I wrote this. I think I recited it at a show when I first came into the Zoom rooms a couple of years back. It's called A Stirring. I was there at the beginning when there was only a hint of something. And first thought drove atoms to collide, spewing the destructive forces that forms universes. I was there to guide the emptiness into substance as I wiped away the sleep from mother's eyes. She exhaled movement into life onto the land. I was there as we crawled to a new dawn, as gills and fins were shredded and morphed into limbs that carried the burden of existence, shared by both beast and fowl alike, ushering a new consciousness of existence. I was there at first walk, as we dodged fireballs, sidestepped gushes of steam on the turbulent first steps onto terra firma. And as grunts migrated to sounds of vowels and constant, I was there as we embraced the noise that laid the foundation for words that spoke like never before. A mode of communication that was as strange as the night sky with billions of fireflies that pinholed a blanket of black. I was there at the first harvest when reaping what we sowed was a matter of running your hands over the top of a bounty of grains that stretched as far as the eyes could see and as much as the stomach could ingest. I was there at first hunt to embrace the kill and giving thanks for feeding the hunter. That innate will that propels the construct of this human experience from the destructive to self-preservation. I was there at the evolutionary steps. It hinted visions of things to come, forgotten and lost from epic memory, time, like the lamb that wandered too far from the flock, confronted by the shadows of fear that brightened the illusions of danger. I was there at first sight to appear as a longing, a sense of familiarity that reassured and represented a conduit of times gone by. I was there at the proverbial crossroad that prompted doubt and fueled a mindset to support the enormity of the chasm of deep-rooted fears that could not be conquered. I was there like a newborn, forgetful of its greatness and power, sitting idly blind, deaf, and dumb to the worthiness of a dream that illuminated a path to the one consciousness, a new light of spiritual awakening, reacquiring authenticity of thought within each individual as it was embedded in our human experience. I am here to shine brightly in the form of truth as the first illusion did once before. The mind's eye sees the kinetic fiber that stores the power of nothing. I am here forging the difference between a song stuck in the sweet groove of insanity and the molecules that vibrate violently, creating this bang of life. I am here as we ride the cosmic wave of greed and indifference amidst the mass chaos of technology. I will be there as we move forward to that quantum leap into a new phoenix that crashes, that spawns a new inhabitant forged from the blood, tears, and the dreams. I am a cosmetic explosion or tranquility that ignites the ascent and a lightning thinking. I will be there in the energetic threshold that is life itself, like the original amino acids from the cosmic mulch that seeped into a collaboration, bringing forth my existence on this cosmic road, trafficking the destinations of atoms, shifting paradigms into a universal synchronicity of destructive creation. End of piece.
Yo, Raw, I feel like you just gave us a lecture on like astrobiology,
Wow.
evolution, and like love and
Mm,
hate and
mm,
predation, and
everything.
just that piece right there,
Wow.
something else. Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for the rawest of raws.
Fucking
Phenomenal.
fantastic, Rawle.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Breathtaking.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
What just
Wow.
happened?
Bro.
What
Wow.
just happened?
Easy.
Right?
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
I'm just
Whoo.
following Gustav and
Amazing.
Lantern and all the spoken word guys that know how to bring it. So,
That's
like you
dope.
said, Paul, I learned from all of you guys.
Mm, mm,
How
I think it's
did
the
you
best
get
I've
that
ever
mm,
done.
so balanced?
mm.
Thank you.
I'm so fucking amazed.
Well, I felt inspired tonight listening to you all, and
Mm.
then Cozzy Coz with his last line just kind of added more fuel to the fire. So,
Oh yeah, that's super.
Excellent. So
Thank you.
now,
Thank you.
y'all,
You're
we get
welcome.
to hear, we get more raw, and we get that raw lantern carrier. So like, I'm excited to hear this. I don't believe I've ever heard this collab
Mm.
between them, and I'm really excited for it. So yeah, Lantern, Raw, if y'all could bless us with this collab, I would be greatly appreciative.
Sure. It's the theme from the New Yorican Cafe, and I haven't seen you there lately. I knew you'd been there a couple of times, but I haven't seen you lately. So it's great to do it in your show. Are you ready, Rawle?
Ready to go, sir.
Right. The theme is seasons change, and in brackets, bright lights. I dare not give up on you, my queen, for keep this agony unseen, even as I make constant sacrifices for your love. I dream on sleepless nights, eyes wide open, with memories fixed on my beloved, and me gazing into the incandescent beauty of your moonlit splendor.
My goddess is the celestial light of the ages. It's your beauty that shines rays of splendor everywhere, robustly in the seasons of time. Lost in desires, my hopes silenced. At the cross of agony fills my sleepless nights. Within the garden, I toil in longing memories, for my sacrifice is the prize for love unspoken.
What does my sacrifice really mean? Can lavender blossoms be fragrant without their unfurling petals? Can the child come forth without the mother's toil and labor? Lantern knows that whatever he gives was first received.
So is above, so is below. The garden sprouts the genesis of dreams. A celestial seed planted in your fertile capacity to bring forth a child, the blossom of tomorrow. Baptized in the waters of fertility, I bathe in the unfolding fragrance of your light.
At eventide, I see shimmering rays and sunsets extolling your glories, even as the rainbow whispers your name. The flames of your lustre dances, my core becoming melodious like a lute. Sparks fly from fire and not balls of snow. I am your tiny spark, and you are my eternal glow.
Welcome by the morning's dew, a sonnet of golden rays shines upon your love. As the first tide withdraws back into the sea, only to return with the noon, feeding the soul. The eternal fire burns in majesty as whispers spark rainbows of her beauty.
In thoughts of you, sometimes I cannot sleep. Like a drunken lover, I swoon in day and night reveries, pine with the skylarks, singing lamenting love songs in my heart. Gone are the seasons of remorse and dark nights, nor replaced by carousels of celestial delight.
On the winds of my warrior prayer, remorse no longer intoxicates my heartbeats. As I rode a carousel of spiritual reflections, I awoke to a chorus of songbirds uncaged. In the season of redemption, the goddess awaits my thaw from winter's isolation.
Whenever you're near me, your braids woven like fine silk are too immaculate to describe. You smile like Da Vinci's Mona, ethereal, eyes gazing inwards to heaven, an enticer of souls.
In the short frozen days of enchanted time, your charms are neither near nor far. My mind open to the beholder of your wilds, here flowing, a lifeline to my wondrous soul. I see beyond the gates of our heavenly home as I sit with silent smiles of silky moments.
Your face is far more bewitching than the one which launched 1,000 ships. There is a matchless longing, a passion in my being, my soul strangely contented and full of the solitude of silence. My darling, what are flowers to thee? It is spring, and I walk on holy ground, petunias and honeysuckle unfurling, even as the orchids shout your name.
Your beauty holds me captive in my mind's odyssey. 1,000 souls take to the high seas in a quest for glory, to be mortalized by the passions of imagination. As carved figments await their turn on holy grounds, if only for a moment, to bask in your reverence and to be bewitched once again by your charms.
I wish to wrap myself in a brocade made from your luster, blending with this magical season, not to compete, but fold my hands in reverence, prostrating at thy feet divine. Outside it is cool, and the dearth of sunshine lends ears to the sirens' roll, the contractors' noisy commotions in the nearby apartment suites.
Out of the tranquil days of hibernial wisdom, I seek to wrap myself in the scent of your warmth. Like the falling snow in a multitude of familiar, notorious whispers glow when joy is unveiled. Thy beauty, a poem that speaks of contentment, on wings free to soar beyond words, unbroken.
I look forward to another promise of renewal and transformative splendor, to watch the stately daffodils and marigolds reminding me of your redolence and mellifluous sweetness. Summer enters, carrying the nourishing sunlight and bewildering shades of your undying beauty.
Your voice rings like 1,000 kisses upon my lips, a prelude to the rebirth of life, a promise fulfilled. Angel's wings takes flight, love's halo shines in the moonlight as we journey through portals of passion into a new dawn. Spring's sweetness returns, a renewal of your inner beauty as our desires take root in the shade of a weeping willow.
On autumnal evenings, we gaze intimately as the magenta leaves cascade, you and I blending into the tides of fall and crimson colors of the horizon's ridge of gracefulness and majesty. Winter does its snow-white magic, its emotions spilling into the gaiety of family, frivolity, and food, accompanied by Santa, Magi's, and the glisten of baby Jesus' crib.
My longing was tempered by the chill of an autumn's eve. A symphony of 1,000 crushes escaped from my heart to play in the falling leaves, colors wrapped in full delight. As we nestled into love's reality and the kinfolk of the season. In the distance, I gazed upon the silence of a setting sun to swaddle our temples safely in the sounds of tranquility.
Yet my inner vessel is tranquil. There's a solace within my every move, flowing smoothly up and down a burning frame as its melanin skin stands and glows, speaks to me of love. My heart pulsates the music of serene heavens, even as an innate song-bearer floods this tabernacle, whispering praises to a priceless love.
This epic adventure takes us back to the Tower of Virtues and the goddess's lighthouse lit by the flame of serenity. It holds memories of our lovemaking by the tabernacle and hints of a flute's note, no words required, tranquil in my intent. I am a character in her story, transcendent of time's fabric, singing a song in gratitude once again for the honor of her hand.
For the honor of her hand. This has been the illustrious Rawle Iam James and the voice of Lantern Carrier. Thank you so much.
Thank you, poets.
Wow. Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Raw and Lantern.
Yeah, that was a triumphant, just spectacular. Yeah.
Phenomenal, breathtakingly phenomenal, man.
It took me away, and I'm still there. Wherever that land you took me to was, I'm still there. Beautiful.
Could you do me a favor
I
too,
dreaming?
Raw? Yeah, right. Could you read? It wasn't the last line. It was the line just before that one, and I memorized. I was like, I need to comment on that, but then like, oh, it was so powerful that other one.
Which one? I am a character in her story.
I think it was just before. Yeah. I think it
Well, I'll
was
just read the
like,
last.
yeah, read the last couple.
I'll
That
just read
because
the
that
last
was
stanza.
that ending was magnificent.
This epic adventure takes us back to the Tower of Virtues and the goddess's lighthouse lit by the flame of serenity. It holds memories of our lovemaking by the tabernacle and hints of a flute's note, no words required, tranquil in my intent. I am a character in her story, transcendent of time's fabric, singing a song in gratitude once again for the honor of her hand.
For the honor of her hand.
Yeah, it was at the hint of a flute's note.
Mm.
That line right there, that in the tabernacle, you know, and then at the hint of a flute's note, like
Yeah.
that right
Yeah.
there, like yeah, it painted such a like oh like that was when you really like pulled into the story, and then just such a beautiful ending from both y'all, and I really appreciate it. Thank y'all
Well,
so much again for that
much
piece, man.
thanks to Brother Lanton for
Thank you, Rawle. Thank
writing
you.
this, for writing his piece, and then saying, "Hey, you want to collaborate? This is what I got," and I just followed his lead. So
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, everybody, one more time, because there's two of them. Let's more props, more props. Give it up for that beautiful collaboration.
Woo, we're the lucky ones. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the lucky ones to get to hear it.
Yeah. It is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, thank y'all so much for that. Coming up next, we got Kels. Kels, I believe you've been here at Open Minds before, right? We love you. We miss you. If you're new, you've been here a few times, ain't it?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Thank you
Okay.
for
You're the
the space.
Kels I'm thinking of then. Cool. Well,
Yes,
yeah, if you could bless us with some words, I greatly appreciate it.
absolutely. I have two quick pieces and I'll get out your way. Okay, this first piece is called Purpose. I often say, all I want to do is whatever I want. My feet rooted deeply in disconnect. Shall I be comfortable or unapologetically misunderstood? Oh, freedom. Shackled to the thought, nurtured in the seed of indifference. Hear me well, concern. Worry, you will never find me. Stop searching. I'm all the things. Beauty, justice, healing. Yeah, I said all the things. Truth, kindness, peace, every single thing. Hunger, damage, opposition, everything. Life, air, water, love. Move around me or without me. My healers have poured into me. My manifestation cannot be direct connection because it's wireless. I am fully realized aspirations. I am blessings, belongings. The seed of grace planted. Come and harvest your things. Home.
Yo, I do remember you now. If
Thank you, thank you, thank
yeah,
you.
we're starting to think I need another female towards the end of February to feature. I want to hear more. I know everybody else wants to hear more. If you could feature for us next year, that would be really cool because I would love to hear a whole set from you.
Yeah,
Kels,
definitely,
everyone wants Kels in
definitely a feature.
February or
Yeah,
March or whenever, you know, everybody.
feature, feature.
Yeah. All right, we
Yeah,
all agree we want a lot more from you, Kels. And you said you had two pieces, right?
That I would be honored. So this second piece is it's called Rescue. It's sort of a love letter to poetry, especially when we get in those spaces where we feel like we can't find ourselves or we can't find the words. So this is mine. I will come back for you in the way that I initially walked the tightrope to get to you, in the way that I perfectly pay perfection on the wind to give you life. You are my X's and O's. You are majestic understanding, making right all the injustices that tend to seep through the cracks of pointed conversations. I will return to you in spaces where blanketed sorrows find comfort, where love is wild and passion doesn't masquerade as lust. I'll return to you with handfuls of grace, leaving breadcrumbs of forgiveness that we may find our way. We will sit and warm ourselves with the flames of inspiration, relieved at the peaceful extinguishing of them with our tears. because you wait patiently for me with arms wide, in boundless space, in infinite streams of redemption. I will come back to you as the boomerang does the hand, as the sun does the sky, as surely as the sun does the sky and the rain does the sea. I will come back to you back to back so it feels more like a break and less like I left. Patience blesses me, ink rescues me, and I will come back for you. Poem.
Yo,
Again, thank you
that
so
was
much.
so dope. Yeah, that
More.
ink rescues me line. Um, yeah, that's dope.
Come and get your things.
Right? Yeah. Everybody, unmute yourself and give it up for Kels. And I'ma holler at you. I think you got me on
Brilliant,
Instagram. If
brilliant.
not, send me your Instagram.
Yeah, beautiful.
That was
Beautiful.
We
brilliantly
want to hear.
beautiful, man. Oh yeah.
Kels.
Wow.
Yeah,
You made a
Kels.
Kels.
mistake by
Yeah,
being
yeah.
so
yeah.
amazing because now you
Yeah.
have to come back here every week,
Yeah, we
right?
want more. We're addicted.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't.
Got to get my Kels drip.
Yeah. I'm itching over here. I need my Kels.
It was
Yeah,
good,
good stuff
Kels.
that doesn't come out of a little jar.
Yeah, right? Oh, the
Mm.
world would never leave home. Everyone would just be sitting around, yeah, rubbing Kels gels on them. All right.
Okay, that was just.
Hey, thank you so much for
The
coming through, and we hope to
poet
hear
is in
more.
the
And
house.
yeah, and so I'm looking forward to your future. Coming up next, we got Frog Corpse. My brother, if you can
Uh,
mute yourself and bless us with some words, I greatly appreciate it.
All right. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Chin Shut by Friedrich Schiller. If I from this darkened valley, where the gloomy vapors creep, might by some wonder swiftly flee, my soul could blessedly weep, gazing upon this pure serene, eternal hills through heaven fair. Had I wings to climb the scene, my spirit would scale the air. I hear those melodious strains descending in soothing streams, while the restoring breeze and rains carry heaven's sweeter dreams. Luscious fruit their ripening hangs on never wilting branches. Flowers there don't fear the fangs of the winter's ravishes. Oh, how sweet it must be to dwell under the eternal sun, how the sanguine airs must softly blow through woods so frolicsome. But the foaming waters stifle my frail attempts at crossing, and my frightened soul could but toll before those torrents frothing. See, a lonely bark is rocking, and it seems no helmsman's there. Sails are open, waves are foaming, but should a mortal soul dare, then it is courage and faith alone must direct it, not God's hand. Only magic carries a man to that magic wonderland. This next one is which page? Which page? Which page? 327. Yes. Okay. One more. All right. 337. Okay. Fuck it. I'm doing this one. Dreams by Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, that my young life were a lasting dream, my spirit not awakening till the beam of an eternity should bring the morrow. Yes, oh, that long dream were a hopeless sorrow, were better than the cold reality of waking life to him whose heart must be and hath been still upon lovely earth, a chaos deep, passion from his birth. But should it be that dream eternal, continuing as dreams have been to me, and in my young boyhood should it thus be given 'twere folly still to hope for higher heaven, for I have reveled when the sun was bright, I the summer sky and the dreams of living light, and loveliness have left my very heart in climes of mine imagining apart from my own home, with beings that have been my own thought, but more could have seen, was once and only one, and the wild hour from my remembrance shall not pass some power, her spell had bound me, 'twas the chilly wind came over to me in the night, left behind its image on my spirit, for the moon shone on my slumbers in lofty noon, too coldly were the stars, however it was, that dream was that night when to let it pass. I have been happy, though in a dream, I have been happy, and I love the theme, dream, in their vivid coloring of life, as it is in their fleeting, shadowy, misty strife of semblance with reality, which brings to the delirious eye more lovely things of paradise and love, and all my own, than young hope in the sunniest hours hath known. Dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Unmute yourself and give it up for Frogg Corpse.
Yeah.
It was bone chilling.
Yeah, Frogg.
Wow. So beautiful.
Just
man.
insanely
Wow.
talented.
Yep.
Rock and
yep.
roll,
Wow.
Frog.
Wow.
Right on.
So I just got something to say because I know some of y'all didn't hear this. This is not a poem, this is a prose, and Frogg helped me out with this. And so he hasn't heard the revision of it, so I'm just gonna read it real quick before the next person goes on. It's called Hidden Under a Thin Sheet of Air. It was only 5 p.m., but when you're this far north during the winter, the sun will set fire to the daylight, forcing the clouds to glow with an incandescent peachy orange light that could change a life. Slowly dragging the frozen, bloated yet jagged shadows overhead. This bitter cold dirt settling layer after layer, coating every bone rotting on the ground. The bones that still bear meat are moving, weary and skittish. Death is always looming, a steady, unforgiving force shoving them towards any bit of warmth or light. Eventually, if enough bones roam as one, there will be a glow they gravitate to, so bright and warm, a place to reside, full of true love and peace, together as one family, eventually. With the fire-imbued hue of the sun crawling into their eyes, and the pale, desolate thoughts of the moon deep in their minds, they will find this place eventually. Somewhere far away from the ice-filled hearts of greed, anger, and mistrust, somewhere so close they cannot see it, yet if they believe it enough, they can reach out and touch it eventually. Peace.
Woo!
Yeah. Woohoo!
Word.
Thomas, you wanna
Eventually.
know something?
What's up, bro?
Thomas, you made that piece your best.
Bitch.
Yeah, Amadeus. That was great.
Wow. Ooh. Yes, sir. That was perfect.
I was challenged to write a prose from CP Mays, and I wrote one poem where like I had him fill in the rhymes in, and I would leave a blank space, right? But that felt like just dumb and cheating and just something a fun exercise to do, right? So then I took it serious and I wrote that prose for Karen's future, just looking out at the sky and was just inspired and was like, okay, let me just write something, right, that doesn't rhyme in sentence form. So yeah, that's what I came up with. Appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you so much. Coming up next, we got Debbie, my little sister. What's good? How you doing? You got a poem for us? I love you.
Oh,
My wife loves
I
you.
love you all. I love you all. I really do. Oh my gosh. This is
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah, I'm going to be reading a monologue since you are giving me like such great reactions to my monologues. This is a book I put out. I self-published it, and I had a friend do some amazing illustrations. That's why it really, really pops, because of the illustrations. Well, the words too. And I couldn't decide which one to do. I thought I was going after Frogg, so I had some special things in mind, but now I'm like going to do something different. I just figured something else out. This one's a little emotional. It's fiction, but anyway. Ask a Daisy What to Do is the title. A divorcee confesses a secret to a new friend. I'm wiser now. I'll tell you about my second ex, an Amsterdammer, Kees de Kuiper. Oh, I'm mispronouncing the name. Kees de Kuiper. Had a dancer's legs, a swimmer's torso, and strawberry blonde hair with glints of copper. I'd pretend to count the freckles on Kees's knees, and we'd end up tickling, giggling, and romping in our bed. Kees had read the complete works of Proust. On a second or third date, we played a sort of parlor game, the Marcel Proust questionnaire. It melted my jaded American heart. Marcel Proust's own answers to the questionnaires' first two questions were: favorite virtue, the need to be loved. Favorite occupation, loving. Kees studied the work of Nietzsche and claimed a deep understanding of the mustachioed one. That's what Kees called Nietzsche. No, not the hideous fascist mustached one who ruined everyone's life in the Netherlands, even future grandchildren of those who made a mistake and joined the wrong side in the Second World War, such as Kees's grandfather, who joined the National Socialists. What a disgraceful, cowardly thing to do. Other Amsterdammers fought in the resistance. Kees played the alto sax and simply lionized West Coast jazz musicians. Jerry Mulligan, Bud Shank, Paul Desmond, and of course, Chet Baker. Once, Kees and I stood in front of the Hotel Prince Hendrik in Amsterdam and looked up at the exact same third-story window where 20 years before, nodding off on heroin, Chet fell to the ground. I swear I saw Chet's ghost looking back at me with hollow eyes, crooning. Imagination is crazy. Your whole perspective is hazy. Starts you asking a daisy what to do, what to do. The plaque at the Hotel Prince Hendrik reads, trumpet player and singer Chet Baker died here on May 13th, 1988. He will live on in his music for anyone willing to listen and feel. Kees took my hands and sang My Funny Valentine. I climbed upon the handlebars of his bike and we rushed home to fuck and feel. Our desire for one another, our mutual need to merge into one soul and ultimately obliterate our separateness was the glue that held us together. The Second World War was the curse in Case's birth that our marriage could not endure. Okay, let it be known. I loved the grandchild of a Nazi. When I start to feel shame, I dive as deep as I can into the darkness. I'll outlive this obsession with Case de Cooper. Baby steps, one day at a time.
Everybody unmute yourself.
Yeah, wow. What a spectacular, spectacular.
Phenomenal.
Love the World War II theme.
Yay, yay.
Awesome.
Yeah, hey, you got the yay from D on that one. Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
great story. Love how
I
the
know, I love
person
her.
kind of developed.
Yeah, such a good story too. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. And I once I get some money, I'm gonna start ordering everybody's books, and I definitely want that one because yeah. Coming up next, we've got Whisper Poet, and then we got Nemo, and then I was thinking, we can go maybe around two, or we can call it after Nemo and have him play us out. It depends on who would like to stay and read, and we'll go from there. But coming up next, we got Whisper Poet. So if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I would appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. So I'm gonna read a triptych -1 because I can't find the third piece of my triptych. So I guess it's a dipstick. I'm gonna read a dipstick. Joke. And then Magus and I are going to perform a poem that I wrote that is a conversation between me and God. And Magus gets to play God, which he dearly loves, right? All right. Dipstick poem. Hold on, let me find my feet. Here we go. I keep my poems in my suitcase. I think I need my thoughts to be portable because if I've learned nothing else since I upended my life, the way I dump out my handbag onto the floor when I can't find my anything, it's that nothing is set in stone. My bag is a coach, but the shit on the floor is straight out of the Big Lots bargain bin, and I don't know if I'm coming or going. So I keep my poems in my suitcase because I need my heart to be portable. What is it about pharmaceutical company pens? They look like cheap crap, but they write like a dream. It's the craziest thing. Actually, people are like that too. They look like they're out of ink. And then you discover they're a freaking awesome human. If I was a promotional item, I would probably be a koozie. But what I really want is to be a pharmaceutical company pen. All right, that's the dipstick of the triptych.
Yo, I love that one to the pharmaceutical pen.
All right, let me pull up this poem because I'm gonna be talking to God. Oops, it's in my sink. Here we go. Nope, wrong one. Here we go. Okay, I'm ready, God.
Okay, you want to read the title again?
This is A Conversation with God.
Why are you crying, child?
He is lost to me.
Is he?
By his own words, yes.
That is his choice.
You took him from me.
No, child.
You gave him to me. You gave us to each other, and then you took him away.
You chose, he chose. This is the outcome.
But he loved me. He loved me, and I loved him. I still love him, and you made him leave. Why did you make him leave when I need him so much? You gave him to me. You gave me the apple.
You took the apple.
I am the apple.
Yes, child.
He wanted me. He loved me. Why?
I did not make the apple to tempt you, child. I made the apple so you could choose. I am God. I have free will. I created you in my image. You have free will because I gave it to you, and I gave you the apple so that you could choose.
He did choose. He chose me.
Yes, child. And then he chose elsewhere. Now you must make your own choices. What will you choose, child?
I made my choice. You created me in your image. Your love is eternal, as is mine.
He does not choose you, child.
I cannot change my heart. I gave him my love. My heart is true, and I cannot love another.
Then the path you choose will be a lonely one, child.
I love him, Father. You put him in my path. I gave him my love. I cannot unlove him.
You love him, but he has made his choice. You are not his choice. What will you do? What do you want?
I want him to be happy. If he is happy, I can survive losing him.
You are strong, child. Your heart will survive the loss of him.
No, Father, you are wrong.
You do not believe in your strength, child? Have faith, for your strength is my strength that I have given to you. You will survive this.
Yes, Father, I will survive it. But in living, I die. For to live life without my heart is no life. And my heart is already dead. It died when he left me, and he is not coming back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yo, unmute yourselves and give it up for the Magus and Whisper
That was
Poet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
awesome.
Wow.
Should I say yay yay?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
That's a good piece on good understanding of choice and free will. Well done.
Thank you
It
very much.
reminded me kind of
Awesome.
the fungi one that we did, Magus,
Yeah.
with the
I remember.
priest and the
Yeah,
person.
that was good.
Maybe,
Exercising the fungi. I love that one.
yeah. Well, Nemo's the last on the docket here. Maybe Nemo will perform for us, and then afterwards play some ominous piano tune behind our exercising the fungi collab.
Wouldn't that be cool? That would be cool.
It'd be cool. All right,
That
so
would be cool. If
maybe
it
we'll
works,
do.
yeah. I wonder
Yeah,
how
we'll
the
see
music
how the
will look.
audio and everything comes out. We might have to
Audio works
alter
with
on.
free open.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. But fuck, if we could pull it off, that would be pretty cool, man.
It would be pretty cool.
All right, so yeah, Nemo Sum, I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
Love you,
Good to be
Nemo.
here.
The other day, guys, I was kind of feeling, a little down, pressure and this and that, and I just needed someone to call, and I called up Nemo, and yeah, he was there for me, and we had a good chat, and
Good
and I
talk.
just want to say that I appreciate you, brother, and I
Oh
love
yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate you too. Okay. Real quick plug. I'm doing a feature tomorrow night at the dumping grounds. Um, um, I'll put the URL in the chat afterwards. But that's at 9 o'clock tomorrow on Zoom. I'm gonna do 2 microtriptychs. I'm doing it a little differently. So here we go. Part 1. Do you ever have a day where you don't want to be awake, but staying in bed means more nightmares? Do you ever get up to find depression waiting in the hallway in all her splendor? Do you ever feel like you're trapped in a glass box and you can't touch anything? Everything is separated from you by a cool, lifeless pain. Do you ever get to the point where you haven't eaten because that would require making a decision, and that's too much to ask right now? Do you ever believe that everyone is upset and disappointed in you? You've used up the last of your friends' goodwill and support, and now you truly are alone. Do you ever sense that your messages aren't getting through? Your words wasted, sent into the empty? Do you ever feel sad? And the only reason is that your mood has decided to fuck with you today. Do you ever want to scream? Do you ever need to cry? Do you ever have one of those days? Sad King John was just a boy when his reign began, handed a crown instead of a handkerchief when the crying wouldn't stop. Now it scrapes and screeches as he drags it along behind him. Loneliness has been sitting with me lately. Sometimes he holds my hand, and there's something strangely reassuring about his cold and constant grip, something that feels like home. He sings softly his song of seclusion. The simplicity of isolation can be so seductive. Just let everyone go and never have to say goodbye again. Part 2. I asked my reflection to put down the spear so we could talk. I saw in his eyes years of mistrust, like, we've done this before, brother. I was supposed to be the second coming of my father, a scholar or a ditch digger, he would say. But I never could sit still long enough to become learned. So when I was handed a shovel, I didn't ask questions. I dug until the work consumed me, burned me, made me ash. But embers left glowing return. Every mistake, an ember glowing red on red, heat building until, behold, the garbage phoenix rises. Every failure a feather spread across the sky like the sunset when there's a storm coming. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Unmute yourselves and give it up for Nemo Sum.
Thank you, Nemo. Woo. Yeah.
Yeah, Nemo.
Thanks.
I'm
sad that I missed the beginning of the show, but it's really good to be here now.
Well,
So-
hopefully soon we'll find a video editor that can go through all the back stuff. My wife was doing it for a while. She's like, it's so much work because each week it's like 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes of just poetry. And we're trying to cut just a poet. So you don't get the intro, you don't get the in between that. She's just trying to cut just the poems out and put them in everyone's playlist so you can just like watch, the poems in the playlist. And they get all the extra commentary. You got to be here. you know, or we'll live stream. I don't know, but yeah, it's a lot of editing, like insane editing. Um, so Freedom Jones is actually feeling a little better and feeling inspired. So Freedom, if you could bless us with some words, I would appreciate it.
Can you hear me
Right.
okay?
Yeah, now we can. Yeah, we got you now.
Cool. Um, so, to be honest, I haven't slept that well. It's like a few days. I don't remember if I read these before here, but I know this one I don't have. But anyway, it's called Burnout Shaves Away, and I'm confused at what strength is. My body loses its hold. I rub my arms and feel myself getting thin. 9 and 12 days is a record for me. First, my anorexia was excited at this eating disorder accomplishment, usually caving at 3 days. This time I went a week on some chocolate and some gummies. Wasn't doing that great at feeding myself before that. Burnout, wearing my soul out, triggering every issue I'm faced with. Now my stomach feels nothing and empty. The darker thoughts wonder if I'll be graced with a natural death, the anorexic effect, the movies and documentaries I used to be obsessed with. What happens when the body completely rejects any nourishment and starts to feed on itself? Thought shouldn't excite a part of me, but with the companionship I've grown with death, I'm no amateur to what it would take. That with painless way is no longer an option, so I just feel stuck in existing. But now my barriers of survival instincts, fear of pain in the final moments, the natural hinders are fading. And now, when I imagine it, I'm feeling a sense of fearlessness, carelessness, because I'm so fucking tired. I don't want anything glorious right now. I'm willing to fight and wait, but I want some simple things, like the ease to enjoy the things that truly fill me, not just barely managing this sickness, tired of the focus on illness, and knowing I'm not enough to handle all of it. The idea that I was a lie within that abusive death wish. It feels disgusting to even admit that I am not enough for any of this, and I need help navigating this fucking chaotic bullshit. I'm right on the brink, and I know I can get it, more access through a gentle love, but somehow there's just so much friction within me. Like I can't accept my overwhelming needs and the fact that I can fill them. I can't fill them. Used to move mountains alone, so I thought I could get it all done alone, but I just got stuck in my own brain gears, smoking head of frustration. I feel like I'm losing strength, and maybe it's just time to admit that I've been tired for a long time coming. And this care I'm receiving is everything I've always been dreaming of. But I never thought it'd happen. And now that I'm feeling loved fully, no longer being seen at a distance, being loved for every aspect is so odd, and I question the worth and deserving. I guess I'm tired of struggling in self hate that I feel like the logic and experience should teach me to know better. Frustrated within it all, turned it inside until my head is filled with imagery of a knife and blood pouring out of me. So I'm looking out the window and thinking to take a step that could be my final jump. So I'm contemplating killing myself, thinking this world would be so much better without me. And feeling like I'm unlovable because I'm so broken and drenched in problems that I assumed I was managing. But I just fooled myself that less was enough. And that kind of wellness is fucking foolishness. This is what I've always stated, hoping, wanting, and all the despair that comes with it. Long ago, I buried my hope in a grave and said, fuck it, it hurts too much to want what I cannot change. But I was stuck. When I moved, it was with a death wish, to get away, kill myself in isolation, make sure no one can interrupt my plans. But I started to grow a life and a genuine desire to live instead. And now I want more and know I deserve better than this. But the constant reaching, struggling, exposing the neurotic days till I'm stomping down on myself, thinking of ending my existence. God damn, want to thrive within me. And if I can't, then I'm not sure if living is the first one. Anytime, Rita, second one.
Yo,
That was
Freedom. Yo, you give it up for Freedom.
wow. That was incredibly honest and vulnerable. You really put
Raw.
yourself out there, and
Yeah.
just deep respect for.
Yeah, respect.
Thank you for
Indeed.
sharing with us.
Freedom, spectacular read, and just so raw and honest. I was right there with you.
Yeah,
It sounded
so
like you were answering yourself, like you really were coming into knowing and getting really close to just the whole essence of your being. It was a really powerful trip to take.
Thanks. Actually, wrote it a couple of weeks ago, and I was just coming out of burnout kind of thing. And yeah, definitely dark, but I like that kind of openness about it.
yeah,
Hmm,
you got another piece for us?
yeah.
I wanted to say about that piece though, real quick before you read the second piece that
Mhm.
I know a lot of people here. I'm here like every Friday, so like I every time you've shown up, I've heard you. And ladies and gentlemen, freedom is like raw like that every time. Like the perspective, the intensity, the just sheer like it's fucking deep shit. Like, and I just wanted to let everybody know that it was like bug out like that, like, because I know a lot of these people might not have heard your stuff before, and it's like, yo, she is consistently like just like dope, bro. But yeah, I'm excited to
Thanks.
hear the second piece you have for us.
Um, cool. I got yeah, can I read two more? Cool. Okay. This one, again, I'm not sure if I read it here, but I'm a Tim. So it's called Try to Swim and Sink. So try to learn different drowning when I sink to swim. Um, mm, my first memories of this world are of a step of a new house I was excited about. Walking up the steps so proudly to claim a room, being told I wasn't deserving of it, and feeling enough familiar feeling of death right beside me. I was two turning three because my birthday is so late in the year. I always felt like I was only able to be older for a month. Common theme of my life of feeling things so shortly, I sometimes don't feel a deep connection to this world. My real life feelings of actually being happy and excited, genuinely wanting to live, are new, fragile, much like myself, indecision within the flux and flow of it. These days, I fear fearless in the imagery of a bridge and leaving the struggles to everyone else. Adds to my deep, innate self hate because I dared allow myself to connect with others. I dared my presence to matter so much that I can visualize the effects of my death and drown in the guilt of it. No one asked for any of this, so while I've been building a genuine desire to live, been burning out on problems I can't solve alone, burning out on the perceived weakness, the outstanding kindness, and the guilt I carry for needing it, burning out and reaching for more. The goal is so clear, the steps already imprinted in my body, but I am sick and weak. It feels like the tumble off the bridge would be nothing in this weightlessness, the relief of giving up on gaining more in this life. Find ease that's big enough for me to breathe and indulge in life beyond the struggles, to be present and engaged, to fill my soul up in different ways, knowing what I need, but everything feeling so out of reach. Lacking the energy to hold up the impossible, that bridge that used to feel like a non-option, something I can never see myself doing, is getting easier to envision. Oh, how small and pathetic I feel every time I let death in again. But the relief that it fills me is better than this stuck misery. But I'm disappointed in my diminished armory. The strength I thought I carried, guess it's a kind of desperation, misguided path to ease, but within this I'd like to continue living upkeep. But I'm drowning so much that the only ease I can imagine is in me, literally drowning and dying. And even climbing out of that makes me feel overwhelmed, unsure and pathetic, drowning over and over while trying to figure out how to swim above all this. Like maybe one day I'll allow the waves to pull me under and just be done with all of this. But I'm hoping to get myself to shallow waters where the waves don't take me so far under. And even if I choke on the waters, I end up drowning under. Somehow I can cough it up and keep swimming. And even those hopes have me drowning. Like my dreams of dying and wondering if I'm gathered enough strength to keep living. I'm gonna go up there. Yeah. That's the second one. Okay. So, yeah, the third one. Actually, I wrote like, I think on Tuesday or something. So, gratitude on some days, the fanning to flames in my heart, a sweet symphony that hums and grows the more I let myself see. Other days it packs in shame into the concept of being embraced, grateful but guilty, till my own voice has holes within my speech, unable to emote myself with authenticity. When being grateful is a knife twist into lies spoken onto my being, selfish and grateful, so therefore unworthy, and now know the grass does grow greener on the other side. A picturesque glory, field of glory. A warrior with a face that reads like a baby, soft, subtle cheeks, but wrinkles, dark circles, scars adorn this warrior's body. Looking back at the wreckage, field finally lowered, weapons put aside, eyes closed, deep breath, say, yes, I survived, and finally be grateful for it. Gratitude used to be a hurtful joke, trying to find light in the dark, find good in punches to the soul and body, laughing sarcastically. What the fuck is there to be grateful for within that horrible wars and times of barely surviving? Can look back now and be grateful for the bits of Brazilians, a warrior and certain of the source of strength. Be grateful for the little bits between, but only being within this greener grass have I been able to see. Gratitude is an attempt within the scorn of steel wings too heavy to hold, a phoenix limping, wings slowly melting, but still a tinge of bitterness. Now to see the little bits in between and thankful authentically. Gratitude means the world to me, but it's a struggle to keep it up within my tired body. Sometimes I reach my heart out and let someone else hold it for me. Gratitude comes in many forms: self, life, love. In all forms, can it be fully felt and lost? So when the tired body leads to a draining soul, I think I need the gratitude to come from you.
That was beautiful. Everybody, unmute yourself and give it up for Freedom Jones. And thank you for reading. I know you weren't feeling good, and so we feel so blessed to be able to hear your word. Like,
For listening.
Yeah, that was spectacular. I got to ask, is that your real name, Freedom Jones?
Not legally, but soon will be, yeah.
Kick ass. That is a kick ass name. I've got a Freedom Jones. I feel you. Awesome.
Thank you.
fuck yeah. So, yeah, we're starting to talk about booking for next year and stuff, and I might need to get you in like in the mix for sure, because I know you have a good solid set that you can bless us with. So I think we need a Freedom feature too.
There's
I might
such a
feature.
strong sisterhood at this place. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. It's it's amazing. Um, all of you guys are just so amazing, and I'm very thankful for each and every one of you, and for the inspiration, and the love, and just even just sharing each other's shit. Like when we got shit to dump out, like yo, if we all take a little bit of shit, like we're not we're gonna stand there with it covered in shit with a big pile of shit. We all got just a little bit, we can just toss to the side. So I appreciate all of y'all, and yeah, I think uh. If we want to cause these out, good night, cause. Love you, bro. New Year, cause. We got Amadeus. This right now, we love y'all. Whoever's left over after this mass migration, peace, love, happiness, we'll do a round two. Cause I think I wanna read some poetry and stuff. Oh, my mom too. Good night, mama. Paul, Skiff. Hey, good night, all y'all. Thanks for coming out. We love you. All right. So we got a few poets here left in this room. Um, I think we should try maybe that exercising the fungi with the piano in the background, even just to know that we could do some there.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've played with anybody, but I'm game to mess around.
To try?
Mess around. That's what we're doing here. We got OpenMinds.
Let's fucking do it.
Okay, now my stupid. Okay, the original musician thing has disappeared again. So let me
I
see if
hit
I know
mine
how to
on
get it
now. Do I
back.
sound different? No? Oh, I turned the original free musician
Do I
thing.
have to turn mine on?
No, you're really fucking loud. Whatever. Actually, if you got your speakers too, if you're because you're listening on speakers, right?
No, I'm working off the laptop right here.
That's what I mean. Turn the
It's a
laptop
little close.
speakers down a little bit because we get some feedback when you were doing the
Feedback.
yeah when you were doing the collab earlier. It was giving a little bit of feedback, and if he's playing
How
the
do I turn
piano,
the
we'll get a feedback
speakers
loop.
down?
You go down in your bottom right corner. There's a little speaker icon. Just turn
Settings.
that volume down. That's your main volume for your whole system. If you turn that down, you'll be all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just turn it down enough where you can still hear.
How's that?
Ah, no, you're the last. That should be good. Nemo,
Can you hear
fucking
me?
bang out. Yeah, yeah, we hear you great, man. Nemo, bang out some keys real quick, man. Let's see what
Okay.
we got. Or
Let
have you
me.
not
Yeah.
found it?
Okay. The the damn thing turned itself off, so I had to go back into the settings menu and turn it on and toggle it on, and then I get it on the screen to turn it on and off.
Ah,
I
okay.
am not a. Oh yeah.
Mine saves the. All right.
All right. Well, anyways,
Let
let's
me
see.
yeah, let me pull the lyrics up here. Hey, I start on this one, right? Right on the indented, and then you're. We read this like once or twice, bro. All right.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Should it be
That's good.
louder or
A
softer?
little louder, because as we're speaking, it's probably gonna take over. So let me sit here and recite and play. Can you guys hear? Keep going, play. Are you holding down keys? Are you hitting keys? Keep hitting them keys, bang them keys, something. No, you gotta be louder. I'm drowning you out every time.
Yeah.
You can hear a very slight, but if you were, I know if you were a little bit louder, like like it's right on the border of like breaking through to my voice.
Literally as loud as my keyboard will play.
Where's your mount? Where's your microphone located on your desk over here near the? Where is that located? Can you move the microphone closer to the keyboard somehow, or move the keyboard closer to the microphone?
I have a crazy idea. Hang on.
Crazy ideas is what we all about here at Open Minds. Open
I was just about to
Minds.
say exactly that. We're on the same wavelength. We're all about the crazy ideas here at Open Minds.
You know what I'm saying? This is what we're here for, right? Let's do this, man.
Yesterday, my Zoom client on my tablet. Oh, there it is.
Well, there was an update. I had to update the one on my PC too, so I'm sure the tablet one updated. Oh, whoa! How did you switch over there without it signing you? Sometimes that was cool. I guess that's a new feature of it. Normally you have to like rejoin from the different device and oh, you're muted though. You joined muted. You gotta unmute yourself. That was cool. It was like from your computer to your tablet. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
must be new because it used to not do that before. You had to like sign out on the one device and log in. Oh, here we go. Oh, much better. Yo, y'all can hear the piano? Can you hear my voice while you're hearing the piano? Can you hear my voice with the piano? Good. Are we all living in some sort of magical future time where pianos can be played over the internet in time with poetry and rhyme? Alright. Still getting weird feedback from you though, Magus.
Really? Without me saying anything, you're getting feedback from me?
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna try muting you real quick. Check, check. Oh no, it's Nemo's thing's not picking it up that much. I thought it was feedback from yours. So Nemo, your iPad does not have as great as mic as we were hoping it would. Or you don't have the original sound for musicians turned
Probably
on
don't
your
have it
iPad.
turned on here. Okay. Uh,
Now, how do you do it on the iPad?
right.
Hey, thank y'all for sticking around. You know, it's Friday. We just hanging out. We trying to make something magical happen for those that are still sticking around. Thanks for putting up with our shenanigans, just so we can try to spread some art, love, and peace in this world. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. That's the goddamn most handsome man I think I've ever seen in the world. Look, Nemo figuring out the like how to get shit done. Like, look at that the determination and stuff like that. Like, fuck, man. Like, that's a his
I may
computer
need to
software.
drop and come back. So
Yeah, yeah.
hang
Remember,
on.
that's what you had to do last time too. Yeah, cut it, come back.
Oh, wait, no. I'm able to get out the kipstick here.
Cause at first it was like good. It was like it was picking up my voice and the thing, and then the audio fucking regulator kicked in and it fucking muted you. And I'm not hearing too much feedback coming from Gustav right now. I think he's at the right volume where he can hear us but not give feedback, so we're good on his end, I think. Can I get a sound check from you, Magus?
Yo, yo, yo.
Perfect. Cool. And
One,
we're
two,
not getting
three.
much of that feedback either, because there was like a static, constant feedback. You're at the. Can you hear us okay though still?
Yeah, I can hear it. I'd rather
Yeah, I can. He's like, I'd
be
rather be
loud.
loud.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now you
Okay.
getting it all?
Yeah.
Keep playing.
All right. So I'm gonna just read the first narration, and then whenever you are kind of feeling where the vibe and tone of this is going, Nemo, just play. Just just listen to what I'm saying. Go into even if you don't touch the keys until the next fucking verse. Like, just play what's on your heart as I'm saying these words. Okay. This piece is called what?
Exercising the fungi.
The priest arrived with holy book in hand to rid the man of demons he thought were grand. But little did he know inside the man were mushrooms that unlocked a cosmic plan. The priest spoke in hollow words, for they were all he knew. But little did he know, they just wouldn't do. The man had found a power deep from within. Slowly he had broken free from this sin.
Do you hear voices? Are you possessed of demons as yet unnamed? Are you defenseless against hellspawn? God refrained from reaching out for your incubi and succubi have total dominion. That, I am sad to report, is my expert exorcist opinion. Only the power of the Lord through me can these spirits banish. For a small fee, I will make these devilish visions vanish.
Such strange thoughts flicker through my mind. These incandescent visions dance before my eyes. Am I possessed by spirits unkind, or have I swallowed some strange surprise? I hear voices that are not my own. I see sights that cannot be real. My senses are overthrown. I cannot trust that what I feel.
You are right to not trust these sensations. They are demonic depredations. The power of Christ can restore your soul. But first, the matter of my fee before you can be made whole. I am a willing servant of God, but I too must eat, though it seems odd that you must pay to be saved from these demons and frights. I assure you, Jesus has you in his sights.
The priest tried to exorcise the demons within, but the man knew the truth, and he would not give in. The mushroom's power, a glimpse of the divine, unlocked the secrets beyond space and time. He saw through the lies of the priest's holy book, realized the power the priest had mistook. The priest's words fell softly onto deaf ears as the man laughed away. all of his fears.
But the man knew better. His soul was not lost. He found the light within at no monetary cost. He thanked the priest for his time on his journey to perpetrate crime. The priest fell down with a heavy heart as the man's spirit soared to a new start. The demonic grip had finally loosened, and the man's mind was now fully opened.
These visions I see come straight from the divine. They have assured me the demons you see are not mine. Your exorcist opinion, though expert it might be, it's not what I need now, for I am finally free. Feels like a trip, the likes you cannot know. And the demons you see are just a part of your show. Your fee might be small, but it's greed that drives you. Straight to the devil you crawl. I know this much is true.
Fine then, if my fee you will not pay. I did not come here to play. I came here to save your soul, to help you and make you whole. If you send me on my way, forever like this shall you stay. All your neighbors will you shun, as they will know the demons have won.
You come to me with the promises of salvation, yet you are the one who deserves the damnation. Your greed and hungry for wealth and power are the true demons that make you cower. You claim to hear the voice of God, but all I see is a charlatan's facade. Your deceit and lies will never prevail, for in the end, your true self will unveil.
The man realized his demons were but a lie. His soul was now free to grow and to fly. The priest, consumed by greed and fear, had lost the truth. It now was clear. In the end of this tale, it was the man who won, for he found the power of the soul in the sun. The priest was left behind, lost in the dust, for he is just a man consumed by his lust.
Thank y'all for indulging our behavior.
Yeah. Cheers, Nemo Thomas. That was awesome.
That was fucking dope, dude. Nemo, you were crushing it. That was fun.
Yeah. So you could hear?
Yeah. That was dope, man. That was cool. Alright. We can
fun.
ride out, or I kind of want to read poetry. And CP Mays the other day, he was like, "Man, you need to read more." And I'm like, "Dude, I read at the beginning of every show." But I realized at the end of the show, no one has like. There's people that show up every week and never hear me read unless there's a round two or something. You know what I mean? So I'm like, "Oh, y'all miss my dang poems." But CP's like, "You should read more." I'm like, "I do. You just show up like after I've already read." You know what I mean? Fuck. You show up on
Yeah,
time.
I've wondered about how to. That's sort of an ongoing. To read early in the show, a lot of people are going to miss you.
Yeah.
It's hard to
And
read early.
well, that's why we had to even push the features back. Like I used to kind of do the features towards the beginning of the show, but I'm like, no, dude, I'll wait till 15 minutes after the show is supposed to start, the room fills, and then I'll read a piece which takes, 2 to 3 minutes up and then introduce it. So we're like 20 minutes in before like, the first poet goes up, and then I do 5 open mic slots that range anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes a piece, and then go into the feature, and it's usually like an hour after the show officially starts, that the feature goes on. It's just because people got different things going on Fridays, people work and shit, but you know we try to keep it going. Yeah, if y'all want to hear some poetry, uh let me know. I'm trying to see who's in the room. I, I kind of want to read a poem for my wife because she's gonna be gone for the weekend. I'm gonna miss her. Yeah, it's lame, but or no, I got something else. I might just freestyle to that. Hmm. rest my head low and wonder sometimes, is this the last breath that I'll take? The last thought in my mind? The last time my vocal cords ring out in perfect harmony? The last time that anyone could ever do harm to me? It's astonishing, these things we say when no one's listening, but really we play in the void, the absence of all. Freestyles coming straight from the soul. And then I see a mirror, a face in the camera, and everything is exposed, yet I don't care. I like it. I want you to see the pain. I want you to feel it. I want you to fight it. Oh, never mind. I dropped the freestyle. Did y'all like the freestyle, or should I read a poem that I read down? What should
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just
Was the
got
freestyle
carried
alright?
away. So
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
No, I was good with it, but
that was fun.
that was fun. That was
I
really
just went
fun.
over the handlebars.
Yeah, it tripped me up a little bit, but um, I think I was doing alright. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it.
So this one I'm gonna read for my wife because I miss her already. She's been gone for 2 hours now, and I'm like, I miss my wife. Like, I'm still doing my show, but I know once I leave you guys, that's why I haven't like. Usually by now it's like 8. It's like all right, peace. Like I gotta go chill with the wife. Either. No, she gone for the weekend with her sister and her mom, so that's she needed this with her family. So this is cool. It's called The Last Atom, ATOM. Feeling crazy. Craving the creative crevices of your brain, baby. Am I insane? Maybe. Thanks for saving me. It's absolutely fucking amazing how you float around the 3D space we seem to be trapped in. But I'm laughing every time we break into the next plane of being. It's beginning to be so frequently. I think if we push a little harder, we can secretly become the astral beings that we see in these higher realms. Is that DMT? May I please have a smell? Fuck it. Let me puff it till my lungs swell. Holding, holding, holding. Oh hell, I just broke through to heaven. Now I'm laughing with the elves. Mother Gaia sharing knowledge of the past incarnations of our love, knowing it'll never pass. Forever together, even after we gasp for our last bit of we had on this physical form. Reborn. It won't be long till we can keep each other warm once more. You're my favorite soul. It's always been you that I adore. Sworn to love and protect you until the last atom is torn apart and the universe turns dark. It'll just be you and I beaming through space as pure love and light. You know I'm right, right by your side for the rest of time, for I am yours and you are mine. Poem.
Yeah, that's a beautiful poem. I fell in love with you a little bit, I got to admit.
Hey, that's not about you. That's about Jess, bro. I didn't write that for you. All right, and so this one,
It's good.
hmm?
I said it was really good.
Well, thank you. All right, this one, it was the backyard one I wanted to read, that Frog didn't get to hear. Remember I shouted out Frog. I was like, Frog told me to like. That's why, Frog. That's why I'm wearing these glasses. By the way, the hunter glasses. They're the yellow tinted shooting glasses because I read that piece in my backyard. that you prompted me with last winter. Uh, so yeah, if y'all want to hear that again, if I haven't read it, I don't know if I, or I'll do something else. Pick a number 1 through fucking 80. Yeah, it has been almost a year since. Okay, let's. All right, he wants it. All right. So basically, the prompt was he's like, fucking go walk out back, and in like pure Gonzo fashion, just be a reporter, right? Like fucked up, whatever. Just like walk out back and like report on what you say, but be descriptive with it, right? So like, all right, so I did this. I don't know who was here at the beginning when I read it or whatever, but if I can find it now. My bad, y'all. It's not very professional. All right, I found it. Okay. Chimeras clad in camo attire seem to tear up sheets of crystallized waves. My feet do steer up, leeching a crunch with every reach of the punch. They munch away, convey the decay of my boots, incise and revise the way. Just another day. Blaze of the sun come out to play, swift as a sleigh. The rays that trace my face displace the void of pine, a line just in time to cloak the climb. Inclined to write a rhyme, to capture the backlit silhouette of a trap set, to embrace my soul. Behold the spire set in place to inspire, replace my desire with a calm fire burning in my palm. Higher learning, living long, these green giants, the living lung, twisted my tongue, assisted in spitting this shit, gifted, I drift like the white coke light, snow so bright I take flight, set to enlighten minds, frightened they'll close the blinds, all the hype is frozen in time, the ice enclosed to impose a life of going slow, post potion emotion, like oceans flow, close your eyes so I can glow. I double my size, yo, watch me grow. Gripping the shadows I can throw. Soul of a crow. I'm a full-blown clone of a stone, so strong I go long like King Kong. I know more than a sweet song I can show. Breach the veil, reached into hell, preach from the swell, seek the sweetness I smell. Keep the deep shit I tell, leaflets full of secrets I sell, seep out of my cell. Oh well, I dwell in this place, grace the pages, I embrace the changes, exchanges of good vibes with the forest and good scribes. Tribes of trees teaching me what lies beneath the green. The skies are wise beyond you and me. I take a knee. Praise to the ones who are raised under the sun, frozen in time, waiting for the summer to come. I lean back and dream of things that will become. Mother Nature pressing further to the tune of a drum. We are all one. I love y'all, man. I'll holler at y'all later. Alright. I don't know if I'm disconnected or what's going on, but
That's good.
oh, okay. Alright. Hey, I got some feedback. Alright, I love y'all, man. Have a wonderful evening. I hope to see you next week.
Thanks, Thomas. Great. To
Love
see
you all. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Yo, Maddie's featuring next Friday, so make sure y'all are there for that. It's gonna be a dope feature. So, see y'all next Friday. Love y'all.